Another day down under, another victory for the Lions. But it was a lot squeakier than expected against the First Nations and Pacifica 15, whose flanker Charlie Gamble and tight head Tony Oladipo ended up staking big claims for places in the Wallabies side for Saturday's second test. Lions captain Owen Farrell put in a typically combative and assured performance before doing the press conference sat next to his dad.
How do you think you played?
Just you.
Eh? Some good things, obviously. Nice little chip off the left peg. Some nice touches on the ball as well. But always work-ons, Murray. There's always work-ons.
For a test spot, he'll likely have to be selected instead of Marcus Smith, who Andy Farrell confirmed will be in contention after passing his late HIA following a blow to the head. Now, Sunderland are edging closer to the signature of Granit Xhaka. The former Arsenal midfielder has told Bayer Leverkusen he only wants to join the Black Cats. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it would confirm Sunderland as, in his mind, the most likely promoted side to stay up.
I think this would be a brilliant addition. Their experience, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe, Granit Xhaka. And he's been on a real redemption arc, hasn't he, since he was booed off by the Arsenal fans, stripped to the captaincy. He won back their hearts, and he's certainly done very well at Bayer Leverkusen.
And after boxing's puppeteer, Turki Al Sheikh tweeted he wants to see Moses Itauma as Usyk's next challenger, a riled-up Derek Chisora has had his say.
No dance in this tune, do you understand? There's rules to this boxing. Yes, you want to pay for it, but there's people in line. Myself, Joseph Parker, and for the Adjo Cabell. Yeah. We all want to fight for the title.
Who goes first?
But that is up to the Federation of
WBO, isn't it?
WBO now, because they just finished doing the IBF.
Which is Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yet, 3 minutes later, he came out with this.
Before I go home, right, I want to give a shout out to Turki Al Sheikh. He's done very well for boxing.
You know, a moment ago, you were criticising him. Make your mind up.
Hey, I want to get a payday.
Exactly like I just said.
There's more on talksport.com.
Good afternoon, this is Drive. Myself, Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor coming up today. Manchester United finally have Bryan Mbeumo as he replaces Marcus Rashford at Old Trafford. Question is, who would you rather have, Manchester United fans? Would you rather have peak Rashford or peak Bryan Mbeumo? We're going to ask the question a bit later. We are building up to a huge night for the Lionesses as they take on Italy in their Euro semi-final tonight. On talkSPORT, we are going to hear from the main man, Adrian Durham, on that one. Also here from an EFL icon, the streets won't forget, Adel Taarabt had his say on the current state of Premier League's flair players. There are none, to be honest. I mean, who is the flair player in the Premier League? Like Luis Diaz, Doku,
Eze,
flair,
yeah,
but not on that level.
No,
not on that level.
Scared to now, aren't they?
Yeah, you can't pass the ball. And we're going to be joined by founder of Queensbury Promotions, Frank Warren. Look, he's charged Daniel Dubois in the headlines because of this party/gathering. Can't wait to hear from Frank. All that plus the voice of boxing, Adam Smith, will pop in and look ahead to tonight as well. And we're going to talk World Match Play of Darts. This is Drive on talkSPORT. Maybe you can get involved. 03717 22 3344. All right, turn the music down. Hey, that Granit Xhaka to Sunderland.
I like that.
What a good move that is.
He's only 32, you know.
Is that
I don't know why I thought he'd be older.
I thought he was, I'm not going to lie, I thought he was about 35, 36. Okay, 32.
Maybe Alonso leaving.
Everyone's left now,
yeah,
it feels Frimpong gone,
yes.
Vert's gone.
Exactly.
Yeah, everyone's decided to go.
That's a great move. I would have thought that Jordan Henderson would have went back. I thought that makes sense.
Yeah.
Don't know why that didn't happen. He chose to go Brentford, but you need that experience, mate. Premier League experience. Xhaka's going there and he's going to give them every little bit of experience that he's got.
Yeah, and they are an inexperienced. Forget the fact they don't have Premier League footballer experience, but just age.
Oh, 100%.
It's quite a young side.
And you need someone like Xhaka. Look at his standards that he sets. Even at Arsenal, you know what I mean? He shows by his performance. He's always talking. He's always aggressive in a tackle. He's not going to be wanting to go to Sunderland just to go down straight away.
Yeah.
No reason.
Does it help them? I mean, I say, does it help them? Do you still have them as favourites to go down? I hate using that favourites to go down.
You know what? I still think they will be one of the favourites, of course, but still a long time left for this transfer window. They keep getting little deals like that. Xhaka.
Leeds are spending money as well.
Sometimes,
everyone's
mate,
spending money now.
Yeah, but sometimes, like, you don't have to spend silly amounts of money. Can you get a good deal?
Smart signings.
Even like Birmingham City, they've got Damari Gray. They signed him. Do you know what I mean? Like little smart.
He needs to find a home desperately.
Exactly. Yes.
He needs to find somewhere and stay somewhere for 4 years.
100%.
He just moves and moves all the time, and he's a good player. Yeah,
so Sunderland should be very happy that gets over the line.
United should be very happy as well. Finally, it's taken about 10 years, but they've got their man. Brian Mbeumo has moved to the club. It's taken ages. Like normally, United of old, they want your player, the player goes.
Yes.
So it doesn't, let alone a player from Brentford, and that's no disrespect to Brentford, but United would normally just go in and take the best player immediately. This one's dragged on and on and on, but look, it's finally got over the line.
But you know what's good as well for them, for Manchester United fans to hear as well, is that you've seen a lot of these players now, and it's due to their success that Man United have had over the years. Mbeumo, wants to play for Manchester United since a kid. Cunha, wants to play for Manchester United. Because they were so good back then, when Cunha and Mbeumo were like 8,
16.
9, 10
Oh, wow, you've gone back that far.
No, but probably like that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, when they dominated. Yeah,
16 would have been when they hadn't won the league since that day. That'd be 2015. But because Manchester United have done so well in that era with Fergie and stuff, some of these players, their dream is to play for Manchester United because Spurs make sense more for Mbeumo. Champions League football.
You're in London, you don't need to move.
Old manager Thomas Frank's there.
Yeah.
You're in London. It makes sense. But if they're Manchester United fans and if their dream to play for Manchester United, it shows that Manchester United still got that pull. All
right, we've heard you. We've teased you. This man is now a Man United player.
Onto his right foot, whips across it, and Mbeumo scores. They've done it again. What an effort from Brian Mbeumo.
Manchester United is pleased to confirm that Brian Mbeumo has joined the club.
I think he's a good signing now. I really do. Strong, powerful, direct, can finish. Along with Cunha, I think it's a step in the right direction.
Crucially, I mean, you can't overstate this enough, particularly with regard to Manchester United, a Premier League proven footballer.
Mbeumo chasing into the penalty area. Cameron's in trouble, and Mbeumo pokes it in. It's an outstanding finish.
I think his performance level of consistency has been extraordinary at Brentford.
Credit to him.
He absolutely deserves a move to a big club.
And his ambitions, I love it. You can't achieve anything without ambitions.
That penalty technique, that work rate, you know, the scoring from open play usually. I mean, he is, he's remarkable.
Decent ball into the area, and Mbeumo volleys it home. What a goal from Brian Mbeumo!
Yeah, Manchester United have finally completed the signing of Brentford forward Brian Mbeumo, bringing one of the sagas of the summer to an end. When they first inquired, we've got the numbers, it was 41 days ago, so it's taken a while for United to get this one over the line, but they've done. He signed a 5-year contract with an option of a further 12 months and will cost United an initial £65 million. It comes as Marcus Rashford has passed his medical at Barcelona, so 1 in, 1 out. Legendary manager Neil Warnock joined Jamie O'Hara on the breakfast show this morning and had his say on the signing.
No, I think it's probably about 15 million more than they should do, but I think that's because of Man United, really.
Yeah.
I think Man United have to pay a bit more, but at least it's a proven, you know, some of the signings over the last 5 years, dearie me, the 80 million for Sancho and some of the other money throwing about.
Disaster.
So it's at least when you know what you're getting here, you've got a good player.
Yeah.
Yes, I know it's been Brentford, it's not a Man United, so I think everybody's out regarding that, but he seems a level-headed lad, and I don't think he'll let too much affect him, if I'm honest. I think he'll do well there.
I could listen to Neil Warnock talk every day.
What a guy.
Fantastic. He just says it how it is. Like, whatever he's thinking, he doesn't think, oh, can I say this? Just says it how it is. Good signing, yes or no?
Very, very good signing.
Whoa.
Yes.
2 verys.
Do you know what I like about it is that Man United have signed someone with Premier League experience. That's big. When the likes of Hoyland haven't worked, Anthony haven't worked, Van der Beek didn't work. Now it's like, you know what? Who's done it in the Premier League can handle it? Okay, he can. 20 Premier League goals. And what I like about Mbeumo is that since they got promoted, you go back to 2021 season, 4 goals, 7 assists. Season afterwards, 9 goals, 8 assists. Season after that, 9 goals, 7 assists. Last season, 20 goals, 8 assists.
That scares me though.
So he's improving.
See, that scares me though, because when I hear 9-9, 4-9, and then 20,
exactly.
I asked the question though, Gabs, and look, you know more than me. You're a forward in the Premier League. Was last season just a one-off?
No.
Or has he got better? How do we know though?
No,
how do we know? Dominic Calvert-Lewin had the same kind of thing, didn't he? Dominic Calvert-Lewin had that season for Everton.
Yeah.
Got in England, so everyone's like, whoa.
Do you know what?
And then it dropped off a lot. How do we know it's not a one-off season?
Do you know what? Some players I would say, yeah, be cautious. But with Mbeumo, when I watched him, he works hard.
Yeah, he does that.
Do you know what I mean? He can score any sort of goal. He can score from the edge of the box. He can chop back onto his right and then finish. He can make them runs in behind that Salah makes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's got everything you want in a forward. Him and Wissa were outstanding together. I'm sure Wissa will be looking for a move as well. But when I watch Mbeumo, I see a player that is going to give you everything week in, week out.
That's it, I think. That's the big thing, isn't it?
Exactly.
One thing United fans, and we had the guy yesterday, didn't he? He spoke about Marcus Rashford doesn't run back.
Yep.
Mbeumo's work rate,
exactly.
I mean, it's through the roof. And he's going to want to go there. Going from Brentford to United, he's going to go there and work.
Yes.
He's going to want to prove himself immediately.
And like I said there, about them numbers there, it shows that he's improving year in year. Do you know what I mean? And now, last season was like, okay, there's no Ivan Toney. Okay, I'm the main man.
Yeah.
Me and Wissa are the main man. Maybe seasons before he was passing more to Toney.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You know, like, you got that bigger star than you. He was the main man with Wissa last season. Okay, I'm going to start shooting more. I'm going to start being a bit more selfish. And I think Manchester United got a very good player. I was devastated when I knew he was going to Manchester United because I wanted him at Villa.
Yeah.
I look at us, Leon Bailey's leaving. Not been good enough last season. We sold the RB. We need that sort of left-footed winger that likes playing on the right and cut in.
What does this mean for, and we always talk about young development, and United fans will say their players last season, their best players, obviously Bruno, but Ahmad was fantastic for them, right? When he wasn't injured, every time he was playing, again, gave their energy, scored some good goals as well. Let's not forget the goal against City.
Outstanding player.
Fantastic, right? That's his position.
Competition.
That's his position.
But
is it competition or you spend 65 million? He's starting.
Oh, of course, but you need competition. Remember yesterday we talked about squads. You got someone like Zoboszlai, who's not going to start, and you got Savinho, who's probably not going to start. And you've got Delap, who's not going to probably start. Gitten's probably not going to start. So if you want to fight to get back into that top 4, you need options. You need players battling it out. Last season, Rashford and Watkins, who's going to play, we don't know. That's what you need to have Manchester United. So you can't be relying on Diallo, who I think is a very, very good player. Now you've got Diallo. Can you try and put competition to make Mbeumo go to another level? I expect, go on, carry on.
Who's better, Mbeumo or Rashford? Because you look at sort of pace merchants and what they've got, they basically replaced each other. Who would you rather have in your side?
Are you talking peak Rashford 2 years ago? When you scored, was it 30 goals you scored?
I'm picking Rashford. Peak Rashford and let's go Mbeumo's best season, which was last season.
Okay, I'm picking Rashford.
Okay.
Yeah, I think let's not disrespect what he has done in that Manchester United shirt. When he was at it and he was hungry and he was pressing and he was taking players on, some of the goals he was scoring.
Yeah.
I mean, we're comparing him with Mbappe at times.
It was incredible.
Wasn't that the season when did he score against PSG?
Yeah.
Was involved in that game. I think Lukaku scored in it.
He was incredible.
Away. And like when we talk about that Rashford, then we can't compare him and Mbeumo, but we haven't seen that for like 2 to 3 seasons. Is it 2.5 seasons? So now, of course, Mbeumo's miles ahead. And he's hungrier.
Yeah. He wants to prove something.
And as well, mate, Mbeumo has not been on, I'm not going to say great, but not on big Premier League money.
It's just big for him.
Do you know what I mean, though? Like, if you look at probably what he's earning, I'm guessing here, him and Wissa at maybe at Brentford, maximum £60,000 a week, probably.
Not that anymore.
Do you know what I mean? And like, he's probably gone now, whoa, okay. It's time
That's
to get
pressure
paid
as well, though, isn't it? That's pressure.
Of course.
Yeah.
But he loves Manchester United, wanted to play for them since he was a kid. I'm sure himself and Cunha, who said the same, love Manchester United. They're going to be flying around that pitch. Positives.
United were awful last season. Let's not sort of beat around the bush. Like, a disgrace in terms of where they finished in the league. It still shocks me how low they finished. How much of a boost is this? Like, are we talking? Does this take them up 7 or 8 places? Now that you've got Cunha and you've got Mbeumo up front, so automatically you've got sort of strikers that scored nearly 40 goals last season in the league. Does this take them up a few places?
I think it definitely does.
Still need so much more.
I think it definitely does. But we were speaking about it earlier, wasn't we, before the show? Definitely need a new keeper. I mean, it's not nice to be on Onana's back, but he's not been good enough.
Yeah.
Too many mistakes, and you're not very stable back there.
Ruben knows this.
Exactly. Who's going to be right back? Is it still going to be Dallo? Got to get another defender in there as well. You look at Yoro. He wasn't outstanding last season when he played.
Little lightweight, isn't
he?
He looks a bit lightweight. Yeah.
Martinez had injury problems. You got Harry Maguire in there. He's probably their best defender last season. Luke Shaw.
Casemiro still playing.
Luke Shaw, is he going to be fit enough? Casemiro in midfield. So there's still a lot of work that needs to be done in there. Ugarte, he hasn't really pulled up any tree. He hasn't been great. So there is new signings that they still need to go and get, but definitely having Cunha and Fernandes and Mbeumo creating between them, they'll definitely be a better team.
Final one, and we are going to take your calls on this as well, by the way. 03717 223344. What does it mean for Xerxes? I think we all know Højlund is sort of surplus to requirements. What about Xerxes, who at times in that number 10 role looked like he could actually be a good footballer? He felt like there was something there.
Yeah, the problem is that even if you're a young player like Xerxes, well, not young, but there's no time now, mate. There's no time to be like, you know what, he done okay, good pre-season, he'll be better next season. He's our man we want to play. No. Man United fans have had enough. They want to send Ruben Amorim knows he will get the sack if he doesn't improve fast.
Yeah.
So Xerxes can come on. Maybe if Mbeumo and Cunha pick up an injury, unlucky injury, there's your chance. You'll play the Carabao Cup games, might start off the early rounds of the FA Cup, and you've got to show them what you can do.
Indeed. All right, we're taking your calls. Phone lines are open. I expect phone lines to be very busy. Manchester United fans, happy? Need more? What more do you need? Bryan Mbeumo has signed for 65 million, 5-year deal signing for the Brentford striker, and Marcus Rashford has left the club. 1 in, 1 out. What more do you need? 03717 223344. Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we're going to be joined in the studio by the voice of boxing. Adam is fantastic, isn't he? Adam Smith, best commentator I've ever been lucky enough to work with. But just quickly, Manchester United are considering a move for Aston Villa goalkeeper Emi Martinez. Sorry, dude. Are
you joking?
Yeah. How long has he got left in his contract? A year? Is it a year?
I think it might be 2 years.
Oh, okay, 2 years.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure.
What's he worth?
Oh. You know, the problem is, though, because of this PSR nonsense, there is a price that I reckon Villa would sell.
50?
Because of his age. Is there a price that you say,
so good.
50? Would you say, like, yeah,
Definitely.
we'll take that
50,
so we
you're
can
driving
get
into Old
a
Trafford.
younger keeper in? Are his best years gone? Because he wasn't at his best last season like he was in previous seasons. But
still so good.
I just think every Villa fan would be heartbroken if he left. But
Especially
if he
to
went
go
to
to
them,
United.
if he went to Man
You can't even say United, he says them.
Yeah, if he went to Manchester United, I think I might have to move country, mate.
All right, England's women are currently taking on India in their third one-day international. Georgie Heath is watching for talkSPORT. Georgie.
Yeah, England are up against it. India, after winning the toss and deciding to have a bat, they've got 2 balls remaining. They are 314 for 5. It was an absolutely scintillating century from the captain, Harmanpreet Kaur, who's been out of form, and she hit an 84-ball 100. So she's just coming into form ahead of a home World Cup. Isn't that nice for any other fans of any other country? Difficult for England to really try and do anything to silence her, but India, they've absolutely raced in this game, and if they win this one, they win the series, and it means they'll have taken the T20 and the ODI series. It's going to be a difficult chase this for England. India, 1 ball remaining, are 315 for 5.
Cheers, Georgie. Thank you very much. Don't forget, following us from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary of the Lionesses European Championship semi-final against Italy. talkSPORT's Angelina Kelly is in Switzerland soaking up the atmosphere of that one, and she's caught up with a family who have been following England over the last few weeks.
You look at this Italy team, are you feeling nervous going into this? Because it's been 28 years since they made a semi-final. You've got this feeling of destiny almost. It makes me nervous. What about you?
Yeah, I'm about 90% confident, but like 10% nervous. They should do it, but you never know. Italy are really fast and they've got some good players. So.
Now, a lot of talk about the substitutions. We know Serena doesn't like to make a lot of changes, but are you hoping to see somebody like Chloe Kelly maybe starting tonight?
I'd like Chloe to start, yes, definitely. I think that makes a difference.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think she made a massive difference the other night, and I think she should start.
All right, don't forget that game live on talkSPORT tonight. All right, now we're taking your calls. Who would you rather have, Mbeumo or Rashford? I think I'm going to know where the answer's going to lie on this one. Let's go to Raj first. Raj, obviously, you must be over the moon with Mbeumo. It's taken ages to get it done, but you finally got your man.
Hey guys, gents, listen, first of all, great show. Look, a couple of things. The debate about Rashford or Mbeumo, if for United fans, I think I speak for a lot of them. United fans will say Mbeumo all day long. And I think it comes down to a couple of things. The first thing's around hunger. And I think you guys mentioned it around a little while ago, which is hunger, desire, work rate. You're going to see a lot of that from Mbeumo. He's coming from Brentford. He's probably got a lot to prove with the price tag, which is fair. But you look at Rashford, even in his peak, that was, 1 season? Like maybe 2, if you're lucky. Right? He's been there for nearly best part of 10 years. People are talking about him the same class as Mbappe. That's actually laughable. It's like disrespectful to Mbappe, right? Rashford hasn't proved it at United. He hasn't won anything, let's be clear. He had numerous chances to do it. He hasn't won anything significant for the club. This is a kid that's come through the ranks at United. That's his boyhood club. He should be putting everything into that shirt, but he's clearly not, right? How he's got his move to Barca, fair play. You know what I mean? Like, he's done what he's done, right? But I'm hoping, like, with players like Mbeumo, Cunha, who's come from Wolves, they're gonna be an upgrade on what we've had in the past. You look back in seasons past, we've had likes of Lukaku, Pogba, Lingard. These guys haven't got work rate. They haven't got desire. They haven't got hunger. And I'm hoping these boys that are coming in now have got that. Hunger trumps talent all day long, let's be clear. And that's in any walk of life, not just football. You know what I mean?
They've got to have it, haven't they? Because this is a completely different United side that need it. Great call, Raj. Let's quickly see if I can get one more in. Amar, what do you think about the signing? You must be excited.
Hi guys, good show as always, and you guys as always are absolutely fantastic. Keep it up, boys, honestly. Just wanted to say, can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm really happy for the signing, and just as the previous caller just said, you know, it is all about hunger and the desire, but to be honest with you, as a United fan, we need help in every department.
Yeah.
I mean, as a keeper, you know, we're hating about the goalkeeper now, so experience, you know, he's an experienced keeper, he's a World Cup winner, so that's definitely on the plus side. We definitely do need a striker, but I don't understand, you know, why do we always, and it's not just Man United, but I've noticed every team, why do we always have to go beyond the shores to look for something? Why not take someone like an Ollie Watkins, who is, you know, he's homegrown, he's here from England, and, you know, with the World Cup next year as well, he's actually proven it at Aston Villa, he's actually done it in the Champions League as well. Why don't we give him a chance? Why don't we give the kid a chance and say, you know what, mate, let's put the money on you, come to United, because he's definitely wants to, you know, you can see it, you can actually see it, you know, within his eyes when he wasn't starting for Aston Villa, because the hunger and the desire, you could see it when he was not starting, how like annoyed he must have been.
It made me laugh there. It made me laugh. Sorry, it made me laugh as soon as he says Ollie Watkins, the face you made. We are going to go back to United calls, by the way, because so many have come in. But so many, right? All right, still to come. We are going to be joined in the studio by the voice of boxing, Mr. Adam Smith. But first, it's time for no Googling. It's a good one, and I think a relatively tough one. Bryan Mbeumo is the top Cameroonian goal scorer in Premier League history with 42 goals. The question is, who is second on that list? No one's going to get this. Who is second on that list? Answer when we come back.
So how does Sarina Wiegman approach England's Euro semi-final this evening? Make changes to a lacklustre starting 11 or keep faith in an ultimately winning formula? Nikita Paris has told us whatever happens, the bench will be key once again.
You tend to, through a tournament, try and keep similar starting 11 for cohesion, but obviously the subs have done unbelievable and they've really impacted every game in which they've come on, and there's been various different substitutions at times and they've all played the part. And, you know, it takes more than 11 players to win a tournament.
England versus Italy is live on talkSPORT from 7. Now, René Moulenstein says talk of Manchester United being relegated is starting to get under people's skin. He's pleased with the signings of Cunha and now Mbeumo, but Neil Warnock reckons the latter in particular was a bit too expensive.
I think it's probably about 15 million more than they should do, but I think that's because of Man United, really.
Yeah.
I think Man United have to pay a bit more. But at least it's a proven, you know, some of the signings over the last 5 years, dearie me, the 80 million for Sancho and some of the other money.
And disaster for Darcy Graham in Melbourne. No sooner had he bagged a try on debut for the Lions against the First Nations and Pacifica 15 than he was forced off with an ankle injury and sent sobbing into his towel. Still, 15 minutes and 1 try ain't a bad strike rate. Remember, the second test from Melbourne will be live on talkSPORT at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
He doesn't to drive Ade and Gabby. Remember the question before the break was Bryan Mbeumo is the top Cameroonian goal scorer in the Premier League or Premier League history with 42 goals. We wanted to know who is second on that list. Any guesses?
I was going to say myself, but I'm Nigerian. I'm going to guess Etu.
No. And it might, surprisingly, that means Eto didn't score that many. No. How many goals would you have thought Eto would have scored?
I want to say that 20?
No. On the list, Joseph Desiree Job, 16 goals for Middlesbrough between 2000 and 2006.
Remember him? Good player.
Was he a defender or something? 16 goals in 6 years.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's tough back then. Tough back then, isn't it? Look at me making it sound like it's easy. All right, it's time for The Voice, our weekly feature where we joined in studio by the voice of boxing, Adam Smith. Let's look at the week's biggest boxing stories. And there are so many big stories. Adam, we were together on Saturday, ringside, sharing some sweets.
Yep. And sharing some magic memories.
Indeed, and it was a very special memory. You've obviously commentated at Wembley for some big ones. Obviously, Klitschko AJ will be the biggest, I imagine.
Best fight.
Best fight. Yep. But in terms of best fighter, did you see him on Saturday?
Yes.
Okay.
Without question.
Yeah.
I've been covering this sport 30 years, Addy, and it's been a privilege and a pleasure to do that. And I think Floyd Mayweather, I've always said, is the greatest I've seen, period, live. I think Lomachenko's up there, Roy Jones probably at his peak, and over here Joe Calzaghe, I think, and Lennox Lewis. But I think Alexander Usyk, for what he's done and achieved, going from a middleweight as an amateur through winning every accolade in the unpaid ranks, Olympic gold in London, and then in 24 fights achieving 3-time undisputed, and 2 of them at heavyweight, beating AJ, Fury, Dubois twice, Chisora, Bellew, all of these guys. And I just think he is sensational. And I've been lucky enough to be in his camp in Gandia for a number of days, watching him train. And again, I don't think there's anyone that I've covered over the years who trains with more discipline and more difference and more passion, dedication. He's phenomenal. He could be a professional swimmer. He is a footballer. His rhythm. He's got a balance like a gymnast. I mean, he's a phenomenal fighter and a phenomenal man.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Loma there, because if I was to have guessed who would be this 3-time undisputed, I probably would have said Loma. Like, Loma was the one who I think came with a lot more noise because of maybe the way in which he boxed. I expected Usyk to be good, but I didn't expect him to be this good.
I think Loma won 395 of 396 amateur fights. I mean, that's extraordinary. And he was.
Did you hear that stat, Gabby?
He was fighting for a world. He was fighting for a world title in his second fight. I mean, Lomachenko was a magician, and when he boxed Luke Campbell at the O2, just to be 6 feet away and watch his feet. I mean, after a round, Luke actually boxed really well that night, but after a round, I was just watching his feet, mesmerised. Loma and Usyk from the same world, the same stable, the same country, and both, as good as each other in different ways, right? Usyk obviously has done it cruiserweight and heavyweight, and Loma the lighter weights. And the lighter weights, like the Mayweathers, like your Roy Joneses, like your De La Hoyas, Shane Mosley, who was there actually this week, they're very, very special. But I think there's something about the heavyweight division, and to have a southpaw with the speed, skill, ring IQ that Usyk does have, and on Saturday to show the power too, is extraordinary.
I was going to ask you that. Well, I've got two questions. The first one is, you said how many fights you've covered, and Usyk's the best you've seen. What's it like so close? Because we see it on the TV, watching it, and I'm like, whoa, he just moves when someone tries to hit him. What's it like close up? Is it something spectacular?
Yeah, I absolutely love it. And look, I love every fight that I commentate on. I'm genuinely serious about that, whether they're a 4-rounder, 6-rounder, a journeyman, English title, big European title fight this weekend on the South Coast with Ryan Garner and Reece Bellotti. Every time, I have so much respect for fighters that it's their show, right? Whatever sort of level you're at. But of course, when you're at that sort of 90,000 at Wembley, and it is the elite, and it's world champion against world champion, then it's a real privilege. It's just a pleasure to be as so close. And I think you do see things, and Ade would agree, he was there right alongside me on Saturday. You just see things that maybe you don't quite get on the screen.
Yeah, you do, because there's moments where the camera will sort of focus on one fighter, especially when Dubois got knocked down. It focuses on Dubois, whereas I'm looking at Usyk and seeing what he's doing, and he's just kind of staring around and looking at Dubois. It's those little moments, and you just watch them and you think, wow, you are watching someone special.
And I was thinking before the fight, come on, I want the Brit to win. You know, we love Usyk. the way he knocked out AJ with that power, I'm thinking, yes. And someone told me, Gabby, you do know 23 fights he's had, he's never hit the canvas. I'm like, oh, okay then. Maybe Usyk will win. That's crazy.
And I was at Boxfest earlier in the day, which was terrific at Box Park, and the atmosphere was building throughout many hours before the fight, and I think that was the sort of feeling of fans. People wanted Dubois to win, but they respected and actually pretty much adore Usyk. And the feeling I got was that the crowd was sort of split on the night, but at the end of it, you had 90,000 people going back thinking, I want to tell my grandkids about this guy. And I think Usyk could sell out that stadium pretty much against anybody, whether they're British or not.
Yeah.
Now,
all right, the conversation, Adam, and again, you are almost the perfect guest for this because you've been to the big fights in America, MSG, Vegas. The conversation is where he ranks all time. And that's always so difficult because of styles, because of just eras of boxing. But he's definitely within the Alis, the Larry Holmes, the George Foremans, the Lennox Lewises. He's in that. Where is he in that?
I've seen what you said this week about him being more than a generational great, being an all-time great, and he is an all-time great. I mean, we weren't around back in the glorious 70s with the heavyweights, and I mean, I remember growing up with Tommy Hearns, who was my hero, and Sugar Ray Leonard, and Roberto Duran, and Marvin Hagler, of course, these wonderful fights. And so it's very difficult to compare eras. But I don't think there's any heavyweight that I've seen on tape or live or anywhere that I wouldn't feel comfortable putting Alexander Usyk in against. He's a southpaw for starters. Not many southpaws have ever become world champions. Michael Moore did, but he's a port sider. He's a lefty. That's awkward enough. Then you've got the ring IQ, the footwork, the skill, the dedication, the power, everything. He's just the all-round package. So, yeah, would he have beaten Ali? Maybe not at his peak. Would he have
talking
beaten
about Mike Tyson yesterday, and we were saying, would he frustrate the life out of Tyson?
Do you know a really interesting fight, because he wouldn't have been scared. So I think that Tyson was very good against the fighters that lost it before the first bell. Psychologically, he got to them, frightened them, scared them. I remember Alex Stewart saying to me once that he thought he was like an animal in front of him when he faced him. He went down 3 times, he lost in a round.
Yeah.
I don't think Usyk would have been in any way intimidated at all, a bit like Evander Holyfield.
Yes.
I think if you could stand up to the Tyson bully, then you were in better shape. So I think Usyk, if he'd survived the first couple of rounds against Tyson, would have stopped him. I just, it's really hard to compare. Lennox Lewis, our greatest heavyweight, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, against Alexander Usyk would just have been a fantastic fight.
Yes.
And I think you sort of leave it like that. As Lennox said, he was the best of his era, and Usyk's the best of this. And you can put him up there, I think. I think he's one of the top 10 all-time fighters now for what he's achieved.
Oh, all-time. That's, I love that. Write that down. Can we clip that bit, please? Because the voice of boxing has said it.
But how frustrating, how frustrating, you two know more than me, but he'd love to sit down with some of the fighters that he's fought against. How frustrating when you can't hit him. You can't get to him. Tony Belly's a great person to talk about, because Belly talks about how he psychologically gets you, and the energy just goes and drains from you, and you're working so hard to sort of keep up with his feints, his movement, that you're just exhausted. And he was doing okay, Belly, actually. If you watch that fight back, he was doing all right after 4 or 5 rounds, but suddenly it just drains out of you. And you saw that with Dubois on Saturday night. The end of the second round, he was shaken. He came out the third round, he had a good third, but the fourth round, he started just to breathe heavier. He started to lose a little bit, and Usyk knew it, and then he was on him.
Yeah. Very quickly, Adam, on this, who next? I mean, Joseph Parker's the obvious one because he's the mandatory, but we've seen Alexander Usyk sort of give up the IBF belt before and do what he wants to do. He fought Tyson Fury to do that. Who does he fight next, do you think?
I sat on the London Eye with him about 2 months ago, and he told me he wanted 2 more fights, this one and one other. This was the 3-time undisputed, which is what he was after. If he wants one more, I hope it's in Ukraine. I hope that it's in a year and a half's time. Maybe the situation has calmed a little and he gets the chance of a homecoming. I said it last week about Katie Taylor. I think the only thing left for her is to fight in a huge stadium in Ireland. To sort of say goodbye to the fans, because they've done everything, the two of them. Usyk could carry on and have 3, 4, 5 more fights the way he is. He just looks extraordinary, and he's only had 24. He's had less than Dubois. I'd like to see him fight Joe Parker next. If there's someone who deserves it, it's Parker. He's been waiting around. He's done everything that's asked of him. Ajit Kabayel, I guess, is the other one that's undefeated, but I think maybe they'll fight him in Germany against possibly Lawrence Okoli, and then Turkey wants to see Moses Atauma. I think Moses it's too soon. I think that we need to see how Moses deals with Dillian White. I think we need to just take our time a little bit with Moses. He's brilliantly talented. I'm sure he is the heir apparent, but it's too soon for Usyk for me, and I think that's one that we should avoid. But yeah, I think Joe Parker is the guy. But look, it could be Fury again. It could be anyone. As I said, I think Alexander Usyk sells out Wembley if it's Wembley again, but I'd love to see him fight in Ukraine.
Love it. All right, this Saturday, big boxing as well, double header. Both sides of the Atlantic as the British titles are on the line as Ghana takes on Reece Bellotti. Remember, that one's live from Bournemouth. And 5-weight world champion, an undisputed heavyweight champion, Clarissa Shields defends her titles against 2-weight world champion Lani Daniels. That one is in Detroit, live only on DAZN. Just sign up now at DAZN.com/boxing.
Boxing update on talkSPORT with DAZN, the global home of boxing. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint New Car with same-day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Still to come, we are going to be looking ahead to the Lionesses European Championship semi-final, which, don't forget, is live on talkSPORT this evening. And now, though, England's women are currently taking on India in their third one-day international. Georgia Heath is watching for talkSPORT.
Yeah, well, I hope you've got your fingers crossed for some kind of world record, because that's what England are going to need if they're going to win this and keep themselves in the series. It's the series decider, and India have put up 318 for 5 in their 50 overs. It was led masterfully by their captain Harmanpreet Kaur, who made an 82-ball 100. There was 50 also from Jemmy Rodriguez, and inputs down the order to Richard Ghosh with a rapid-fire 38. So a whopping 318 put up by India, which means that England, they need to make history and set a world record for the highest chase ever in a women's ODI if they are to take the win here and take the series. India already took the T20 series, and now they'll be feeling very confident as they come out to bowl and try and defend 318.
Cheers, Georgie. Thank you very much. All right, Coldplay are back at Wembley this summer. We've got a huge VIP prize up for grabs for one lucky listener. We're giving you, stop it. We're giving you the chance to win 6 tickets and a private box for you and your mates on August 22nd with full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money, completely tax-free. Here's how to enter. 18 plus UK, excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, just text the word WIN to 83338. So that's WIN to 83338 by the 4th of August at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. Text do cost £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Coldplay Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester CO2 8GP, to arrive by the 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com. All right, Adam Smith is still with us in the studio. Adam, look, you know what's trending right now. And it's funny because we were right next to each other when we saw images of Alexander Usyk's hands getting wrapped. And then we were told that Daniel Dubois is not in the building.
No.
And we all kind of gave each other a stare like, what?
Yep.
Not in the building. And now, obviously, reports are emerging of this party/gathering, him not being allowed into Wembley because he wanted all his entourage in with him, and so much nonsense. Let's park him not being allowed into Wembley. Just a party/gathering before a fight of this magnitude. What do you make of that?
He predicted chaos in the ring. I think it sounds like there was chaos outside the ring. Look, every fight is different, but I was really surprised when I saw Usyk's hands being wrapped, and I was told that he wasn't even in the stadium. Turned up at 8:15, 8:20 for a fight at 9:45. For me, again, just the experience of covering the sport for a long time, I haven't seen that sort of thing before. However, Don Charles has come out saying they had it last time. It worked with the AJ fight. Dave Dubois, Stan Dubois, goes by 2 names, doesn't he? Has a very, very special relationship with his son, and maybe he thinks he knows best. This is where the difference is with a trainer, Don Charles. Did Don want it? He said that's what we did before and it worked with AJ. Maybe Daniel's the sort of guy that like to keep things the same way, but the picture's coming out. Yeah, look, it's not ideal. In fact, it's just not really. It's not the way that I think you should prepare for an undisputed heavyweight championship. I can't see how his mind. Surely you want to give yourself the best possible chance. That said, he went out, he gave it his best, and he lost. He lost to the better man, and it was a case of levels. He's a former world champion, and Daniel Dubois will come again at 27. But it's this relationship with his dad and Don Charles and Frank Warren, and they need to sort of sort that out, I think. I think everybody's seen it, and it's just very, very surprising. I've heard what my great friend Johnny Nelson has said about it, and you can't not agree. It's a very strange way to prepare for such a huge night. But as I said, if Don has now come out and said that's what we did last time for AJ and they won the fight, no one complained there, then maybe that's what they wanted to try again. So it's difficult to criticise, but it's very bizarre.
All right, let's hear from Don. You mentioned Don Charles. He was on with Simon Jordan and Sat Matt Face. This is what Don did say.
Let's replace the word party with gathering. It was a gathering. Okay?
Okay.
Right. The same gathering we used for the prep on fight day for the AJ fight. A lot was made of the ring walk when Daniel walked out in Wembley. 96,000 people. A lot was made of it.
The Anthony Joshua fight.
Correct, yeah. And the energy that it was fired up.
It was.
That gathering at the home, the same home, was taken to the dressing room. Some of the Daniel's friends and his father's friends were in the dressing room for the AJ for the fight. That energy is what gave birth to the energy that everybody witnessed in the ring walk.
I actually think Don's in a difficult position here.
Very difficult.
Yeah, because I don't for one second think Don's deciding, as an experienced trainer, for his charge to have a gathering 3-4 hours before an undisputed heavyweight title fight.
No,
it's just not happening.
I don't think so. And his dad was the one that threw in the towel as well. It's hard because Frank Warren said in the Gerald Miller fight, which was the big comeback fight, Danny was looking at his dad, and his dad went to the corner and helped and sort of helped get him through, I think. So obviously Dave Dubois has been there from the beginning with his son. He's taken him to this position, and he's had a huge part to play. But I think when you look back at it, you just want to make sure that you've done everything possible to give yourself the best chance. Yeah. And if they thought that was the way after the AJ win, which was great, but don't
you feel for Daniel a bit?
I do feel for Daniel
because I look at it and I look at him and I think, even though you've seen that video of the gathering,
would he have wanted it?
Yeah, I looked at him and I looked like all these people around. He just looked like, I just want to get my headphones on. I think get ready for a big fight.
And Gabby, all week I was just thinking Daniel wants to fight. I think he was just getting fed up with the media. He was saying chaos all the time, savage. I think he was ready to go. And I think actually, if he just got to Wembley earlier and just got tunnel visioned in there,
speaking to people is energy, isn't it?
It is.
I can't be able to speak to people before. Even when I was playing football. For a game, I don't want to speak to people.
I don't think it made a difference on the night. I think he did his best and he wasn't good enough. Yes. And I think you cannot take that away from Alexander Usyk and what he achieved. But yeah, they've got to look at it. And it's between Frank and Dave Dubois and Don Charles and Daniel, whether they felt that was right and whether they feel that they'll do anything like that again. But they're a different outfit. They really are. And he's brought up his kids, maybe 11 of them, I think. And it's as a single dad, it's a different world that they've come from, and Daniel's become a world champion. He's done brilliantly. He just lost a fight. He lost a fight to the pound for pound king, and as I said, one of the greatest fighters I think of all time. So it's just a shame. I think this has all come out now.
It is. It'll be interesting to see what Frank Warren has to say about it. We're going to speak to Frank a bit later. We're both going down the South Coast.
Can't wait.
Yeah, Ryan
really
Garner,
good fight.
Reece Belotti, really good fight.
I mean,
it goes under the radar because of what we've had in July.
It's sort of slightly after the Lord Mayor's show. However, it's a cracker. It really is. Reece Belotti's won his last 6. He's having an Indian summer.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And Ryan the Piranha Garner, undefeated. They're mad for him down on the South Coast. Let's hope the sun's shining. It's a great day in Bournemouth, and it'll be a fabulous finish to July.
Yeah, Alois Jr. El Soro on that card.
Yes.
No, it really is really good. Make sure you tune in to this one on the Zone. Adam Smith, thank you very much. All right, stick with us. More from Drive when we come back.
Another day down under, another victory for the Lions. But it was a lot squeakier than expected against the First Nations and Pacifica 15, whose flanker Charlie Gamble and tight head Taniela Tupou ended up staking big claims for places in the Wallabies side for Saturday's second test. Lions captain Owen Farrell put in a typically combative and assured performance before doing the press conference sat next to his dad.
How do you think you played?
Just you.
Eh? Some good things, obviously. Nice little chip off the left peg. Some nice touches on the ball as well. But always work-ons, Murray. There's always work-ons.
For a test spot, he'll likely have to be selected instead of Marcus Smith, who Andy Farrell confirmed will be in contention after passing his late HIA following a blow to the head. Now, Sunderland are edging closer to the signature of Granit Xhaka. The former Arsenal midfielder has told Bayer Leverkusen he only wants to join the Black Cats. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it would confirm Sunderland as, in his mind, the most likely promoted side to stay up.
I think this would be a brilliant addition. Their experience, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe, Granit Xhaka. And he's been on a real redemption arc, hasn't he, since he was booed off by the Arsenal fans, stripped of the captaincy. He won back their hearts, and he's certainly done very well at Bayer Leverkusen.
And after boxing's puppeteer, Turki Al Sheikh tweeted he wants to see Moses Itauma as Usyk's next challenger, a riled-up Derek Chisora has had his say.
No dance in this tune, do you understand? There's rules to this boxing. Yes, you want to pay for it, but there's people in line. Myself, Joseph Parker, and for Ajay Cabell. Yeah. We all want to fight for the title.
Who goes first?
That is up to the Federation of
WBO, isn't it?
WBO now, because they just finished doing the IBF.
Which is Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yet, 3 minutes later, he came out with this.
Before I go home, I want to give a shout out to Turki Al Sheikh. He's done very well for boxing.
You know, a moment ago, you were criticising him. Make your mind up.
Hey, I want to get a payday.
Exactly like I just said.
There's more on talksport.com.
Good afternoon, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo and Gabby Agbonlahor still to come. We are going to be joined by Daniel Dubois' promoter, Hall of Fame promoter Frank Warren. But now it's time to get the latest from Switzerland with our friends at McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
Ball for Blackstenius. She's raced into the area. She's clear on goal. It's 2, and are England going to be knocked off their Euros perch tonight?
After the tune, we finally started playing a bit better.
Mead is there, and Jibang 2-2. Holmberg. It's over. England are in the semi-finals. They expected somehow from somewhere. The Lionesses have delivered.
We play to win. It's another exciting tournament so far, and I hope tomorrow is going to be another exciting game. And I have one hope is that we win it.
That is headed by Girelli, and it's in. Italy have done it. They are heading to the first semi-final since 1997.
I feel like they're going to be a little bit feisty, and maybe we have to match that.
I hope we will be more on the ball, but we have to be tight on the ball and challenge them.
This motto, in Serena we trust, we have to trust her again in the semi-final that she makes the right calls.
how's he going to commentate? Like, his voice is gone, isn't he? After that penalty shootout, his voice is completely gone. Hopefully he's had some notes. Yeah, fantastic it was. Penalty shootouts always do that.
Yes.
All right, following us from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary of the Lionesses European Championship semi-final against Italy. England reached this stage after dramatic penalty shootout, as you heard there, against Sweden in the quarters, and a strong favourite to make the final against either Germany or Spain. Manager Sarina Wiegman spoke to talkSPORT yesterday, and she discussed the threat that Italy will pose tonight.
I think they have played as a team really well. Tactically, they can make different decisions, so that's really good. They're powerful, of course. They have some quality up front too, and some pace. So yes, what we I hope we will be more on the ball, but we have to be tight on the ball and challenge them.
All right, let's bring in our reporter who's out there on the ground, Courtney Sweetman-Kirk. Courtney, before we sort of get into sort of tactical battles and what Italy are going to do and what England are going to do, Sarina Wiegman, since she's been there, I mean, the change in just mindset and belief has been incredible. Like, I almost feel like everyone walks around now thinking England will win these major tournaments because of her. What do you feel like she's brought to the nation? Because just listening to her makes you believe that you can do anything.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me, and sort of being involved in the England setup years ago in the younger age groups, I think it was very prescriptive, and there wasn't much freedom, and this is how you play. And I think in terms of like a personality, you very much had to fit a mould. And that's not going against former managers and stuff like that, but you only sort of know what you know. Whereas, you know, as the game's progressed, as the WSL has obviously become professional and made the game more popular in England, I think then that's matched with the ambition of the FA and bringing Sarina Wiegman in. First of all, a player that's played and managed and won it all at the highest level, so I think that's important because she steps into that changing room automatically with a lot of authority.
Yeah.
But the biggest thing that I always think, and speaking to the girls, it's about freedom. It's about wanting to create an environment where, yes, you have to stick to a philosophy and a style of play to do what you want to do. But for me, she manages the players so well because she wants the best out of them. She doesn't want to see Chloe Kelly just pass a ball. She wants to see Chloe Kelly do what she does best in terms of get on the ball, take players on. The same with Alessia Russo. The same with Lucy Bronze. Lucy Bronze's best attribute is going forward, and sometimes, she gets caught in behind. But she always says she wants her players to do what they're best at. So I think that's the most positive thing I can say about Sarina Wiegman. Her play and management to let the players play with freedom, and that's huge.
Courtney, I felt against Sweden, especially first half, we struggled with the pace, especially of Blackstenius. Sarina Wiegman said there that Italy offer pace up front. Is there something that we need to change then tonight?
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Gabby, because there's times where we've been chasing the game, where we've gone to a three at the back and played wing backs, and I suppose that's helped because it gives you that extra body. And I suppose then it's how you look at it, because there's different ways of looking at it. Do you bring your winger back and make sure that they're not getting overloaded on that side, but obviously then you negate a threat going forward? Do you drop one of the midfielders and bring them round again, but then you lose a body in midfield? So it's an interesting one. Esme Morgan is probably a player that came on. I thought she did really well against Sweden, and she does offer a bit more pace. So I think she'll probably start if Leah Williamson is fully fit? Probably not, but I think they are the options there. And except for Esme, I think it's just one of those things actually that we've not got a lot of pace in that back line with England, so we've got to find ways to negate that. And for me, not so much against Sweden, but the France was the big one where we weren't stopping it at source. So the way that Karshau was able to pick it up in the pockets, De Almeida as well, the way that she was getting it from right back and just being able to play and then playing into Cascarino, it was far too easy. So yes, you've got to deal with the issue of pace, but actually can you stop it before that? And I think that's obviously some of the issues that we're going to look at, because Caruso, as you mentioned, in terms of Italy, she's a player that's got a lot of pace up front.
You've been around the camp, you've spoken to the players, as you said. How did England block out the noise? They are favourites. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. They are favourites to beat Italy. They've won this tournament before. How do they block out that noise and not sort of get too overconfident in the fact that, yes, it's Italy, it's not Germany, it's not France, it's not Spain, it's Italy?
I think almost in a good way, they've had the scare. They've had the scare with Sweden, they've had the scare with France. So I don't think, there's no part of me that thinks they're going into this game complacent, because they've already had that shock. In terms of the noise, I think there's something that they always sort of make sure that they keep that bubble in camp anyway. and block out the noise. I think they know they come into tournaments now favourites, and that is the pressure, that is the privilege of coming into this in terms of the holders, of getting to a World Cup final, in terms of being high in the world rankings. So actually I think the pressure is something that the players like. It's something they thrive on. It's an expectation, and I think maybe 2-3 years ago it was a pressure that maybe weighed on them a little bit, but now it's just an expectation and something that they deal with.
What's the atmosphere out there like, Courtney? I mean, it looks incredible. We've heard from Angelina Kelly, and everyone seems to be enjoying it. What's it like?
Yeah, it's a great atmosphere for one in camp. I think the girls are really enjoying themselves, the fact that they've got to another semi-final, what they're achieving. And I think the big thing as well, Australia was different. It was halfway around the world, whereas I think we've got a lot more England fans out here. They can feel that. You know, the players have mentioned that, the fact they can have their families as well close by. I think that's really helped the camp. After the games, they sort of bring them all into the stands, and they can have sort of 10, 15 minutes, half an hour with their family. So that's really helping. And I think it's just another step forward for the women's game. And even for me, I think of is sort of where we've come from, the sort of times that I played in, and looking round now, and everyone, you know, I think Angelina was speaking to people saying they've come over, spent £4,000 to come over, but they said it was worth every penny. And sort of 10 years ago in the women's game, that would never have happened. So I think the change is great to see, and looking around me now, there's plenty of England shirts and England fans really excited for the game.
You know what as well, Courtney? It's the younger generation as well back home. For instance, the team that my daughter plays for, the coaches have training every Tuesday, 7:30 to 8:30. Tonight it's 7:30 till 8. They're having a pizza and watching a game. You know, the girls want to watch the football, and they're so intrigued to see how England do tonight.
Yeah, and that's what I love, the fact that everyone's coming together. And I think the new generation as well, what I love, it's not just necessarily, and years gone by it was maybe girls and their mums or just girls and their dads, but it's everyone now. There's all, you know, such a big spectrum of people, and young boys and young girls are now growing up just not knowing any different. And you know, they're wanting Lucy Bronze on their shirt as well as Reece James, as well as Lauren James. I don't think it's very interchangeable, because that's what they're seeing, and if you can see it, you can be it. And you know, that's something that the camp have always said. And as I say, looking around now and seeing, you know, everyone, like I say, I love the spectrum of it. There's, like I say, there's people a lot older, there's younger people, there's families, there's young sort of lads as well. So everyone's out here enjoying it and hoping that it's less stressful than it was against Sweden. And it's more of an easy win tonight, because for my heart rate and everyone else, I think that would be better for everyone involved.
In terms of sort of key players, obviously, look, you mentioned Lauren James there, and everyone looks at Alessia Russo as potentially sort of the person to kind of get us through. Who is sort of key? Who has to play well for England to go through? I know it's a collective, but who has to really stand up and be counted here?
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I think Hannah Hampton, obviously, I think she's really shown what she's about in this tournament and really stepped up to being the number one. Lauren James, she has to always be in the squad for me if she's anywhere near fit. You're right, she's special. She's got something that nobody else has within this squad, that little bit of magic, and it's one of those that's very, very difficult to explain, but she is a generational talent. So obviously Lauren James is one, but also I'm looking at Lucy Bronze and her performance, not necessarily just in terms of what she did on the pitch from a technical and tactical view, but the way she stood up as a leader in that Sweden game and almost took it all on her shoulders. And you know, you see the moment of her sort of taking all the strapping off her quad after she takes the taking the penalty and all that sort of thing. It was just a little bit iconic. So yeah, I think
it's almost Paul incest,
so we need the leaders within the camp today.
In terms of
exactly. I just love that moment. So
yeah, in terms of off the bench, we spoke about I think yesterday. Michelle Adjeman, and she probably will start on the bench, but in terms of that fire coming off the bench, what a fantastic, almost joker in the pack for Serena Wiegman to have.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was yourself or someone else I spoke to at talkSPORT on one of the shows, but Agent of Chaos.
Yeah.
And you know what? It couldn't be any better in describing her, the way she comes on. Everyone's frightened, the pace that she's got, the power. And yes, there's some times where I think she came on and got a yellow card against Sweden because she maybe not goes over the top, but she's so excited and wanting to sort of get involved and track back for the team that as well, because of sort of her strength and her power, sometimes that does bubble over. But I don't mind that. I think we need a little bit of bite sometimes. So yeah, she's fantastic, Michelle Agerman, and I hope she gets a few more minutes than she's been getting, because she comes on and she makes an impact. I still feel that it's not right for her to start at the moment, but as an impact player right now, she's absolutely incredible, and one that I'm looking forward to seeing for the rest of the tournament, for one, but actually in the future when she cements her place as a starting England player, because she is scary good.
Also as well, Courtney, when we talk about the Sweden game, especially first half, and we say we got bullied, she must be on the bench thinking, like, let me at them. I'm going to go and bully them. Like, I'm not seeing my teammates being bullied. Get me on that pitch. So I'm gonna start throwing myself around.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you want, though, isn't it, Gabby? You don't want people being on the bench and sulking and thinking, I don't want to come on anyway because the manager's not picked me. She wants to come on, she wants to make an impact, she wants to go and bully players, and again, she's probably got something in terms of that sort of power, and I mean, technically she's fantastic as well. Let's not get away from that, but I think sort of as well as her physical attributes, she's on a different level to probably anyone else in that squad as well. The way that she will just bang into challenges, she's got no fear, she doesn't care, and I think that's sometimes why it's great to take a player like that into a major tournament, because they don't know any different. 100%. They don't play with a fear, they're not sort of battle scarred in any way, so when she comes on, it's just a joy to watch. And yeah, she's a well-liked member of the squad as well. I think that's something to mention. She's very well liked, she's got a great personality, so yeah, the more we see of her, I think going forward, the better.
Come on in, Courtney, before you go, gut feeling, how does it play out?
5-0 England.
Yeah, stop it, Gabs.
If it was, I'd be skipping home, but I think it's going to be really tough. I think Italy are riding the crest of a wave. They're in a point where, 5 years ago, Serie A, in sort of the women's side, wasn't even fully professional. So where they are now is incredible, and I feel like they think it's a moment in time. It's going to be very tough. I think we'll win. I think it'll probably be 2-1. But it's going to be close. I don't think it's going to be a whitewash by any stretch of the imagination, but hopefully no penalties. That's all I ask.
Yes, please.
We don't want pens. Courtney, enjoy it out there.
Thank you
very much. Courtney Sweetman, she's fantastic, isn't she?
Oh, yeah. No, just
absolutely fantastic. We're going to have team news for you in about half an hour as well from that game. All right, that was all thanks to McDonald's.
UEFA Women's Euro 2025 update on talkSPORT with McDonald's. When the big match means Big McDonald's hunger, try the new and iconic Big Arch. Available from 11 a.m. at participating restaurants.
It isn't, by the way, just Manchester United getting their business done with strikers. Victor Gyökeres is now a gunner. I mean, that is absolutely massive news for Arsenal, and surely their summer transfer business is now complete. When we come back, we're going to look at it and we're going to talk. Does that now make Arsenal title favourites? Stick with us. Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo, Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. What's this? What music's this? What is this? I have no idea what this is.
No idea, mate.
I have no idea.
Probably one of Andy Goldstein's favourites.
Yeah. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices, guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details still to come. We are going to be joined by Daniel Dubois' promoter, Frank Warren. We're having discussions here as to what we ask him. But we've got about 1,000 questions. So many questions to ask Frank Warren.
So many that...
Yeah.
He'll answer them.
He'll answer them.
I need answers.
Yeah, I think we both do. I think the world does.
Yes.
Just quickly, though, the British and Irish Lions continued their winning run in Australia by beating the First Nations and Pacifica 15 by 24 points to 19. A reminder that you can hear the second test against Australia live on talkSPORT this Saturday from 10 a.m. Remember, England 1-0 up in that one. Sorry, the Lions 1-0 up in that one. And England's women are currently taking on India in their third one-day international. Georgia Heath is watching for talkSPORT.
Yeah, it's a mountain to climb this for England. They currently find themselves 17 for 2. They lost both openers inside the first 3 overs. They're in pursuit of a world record 319 is their target to beat India in this ODI decider. The series is currently poised at 1-1, and this is the last of India's tour matches. But England, they are struggling. They're on the rebuild now at the moment. The captain out there in the middle, but after 7 overs, they're 17 for 2.
All right, Arsenal have finally done it. They've got their number 9. Arsenal have reached a verbal agreement with Sporting for the signing of Victor Gyökeres. The offer from Arsenal, we believe, is €63.5 million up front. That could rise by a further €10 million. He will sign a 5-year deal and joins the likes of Zubimendi, Noni Madueke, Christian Norgard and Kepa Arrizabalaga as the club's summer signings. By the way, just on that, before we get to it specific, that's good business in the summer for Arsenal.
100%.
Yeah, Zubimendi, Madueke, Norgard, Kepa, I think is a really good backup goalkeeper. That's good business.
Very good business. You got that backup goalkeeper, centre midfield you needed with Jorginho leaving and Thomas Partey obviously leaving on a free transfer. And he pushes Declan Rice further forward.
Yeah.
Let Declan Rice go and play in a number 8 with Odegaard either side. But also, Nwaneri, he's going to be pressurising Odegaard to up his performances. Yeah. I'm sure this season, if Odegaard's not at the levels he was a couple of years ago, Arteta will start dropping Odegaard 100%. And putting Nwaneri in there.
100%. What do you make of Gyökeres? I know you got some stats there in terms of his goals in Sporting and for Coventry. What do you make? Are they signing a world-proven number 9 here, or someone that's still not quite yet the finished article?
I think you've got to look at him at he's 27 years of age. It's go time straight away.
Okay.
It's not, okay, needs a season to bed in and get used to the Premier League. No. And like you says there, he for Coventry, he got 40 in 97 games for Coventry.
Solid.
Yeah, not bad. Solid. Yep, still learning his trade.
Yep.
97 goals in 102 games for Sporting. And some people try and use the Núñez example. Núñez got 48 in 85.
Okay.
So his record's a lot better than Núñez's was.
Yes,
Núñez near enough 1 in 2. Gyökeres nearly 1 in 1. Do you know what I mean? So he's showing that he's going to be better option than Núñez was. And what I like about it when I've seen minimal of him is he can hold that ball up, mate. And he will get in that box. How many times last season did you watch Arsenal? Every game, big games, PSG, Saka putting balls in, Martinelli putting balls in, Havertz or other strikers that were playing further forward, Moreno. They haven't got that striker clinical edge of where to be at the right time for your tap-ins.
He's got a presence as well.
Yeah.
And
how many goals has Holland scored?
Imagine how many goals they get from the corner.
Exactly.
Remember, Arsenal on set pieces. Okay, question. Does Zubimendi, Gyökeres, Madueke, Norgard and Kepa take Arsenal from second to second or second to first?
Well, I've said this for the last 2 seasons and I'll say it again. If Arsenal do not win the Premier League or Champions League next season, questions have to be raised on Arteta. Is he a nearly man? And that's not me just saying a wild style. I've said it many times before. Because Arsenal need to be winning the big trophies. Yeah. It's no good saying second and, we got close. Everyone thought if Man City was not going to win the league last season, it'll be Arsenal. Liverpool don't spend anything and they come and win the league comfortably.
Yeah.
That comfortably, that during the season, Liverpool went to Dubai for a jolly up. Arne Slot went to Ibiza for a jolly up at Ocean Beach. During the season,
talking to the DJ.
During the season, that's when Liverpool started dropping points and it maybe didn't look as big as a gap. It was comfortable for Liverpool.
Okay, then answer the question though.
It should do.
No, but what do you think it will do?
I think there's every chance. I can't split Arsenal, Liverpool and Manchester City. If I'm looking at it, I'll still go with Liverpool for what they've brought in. Wirtz and Ekitike. and Kirkes.
And Frimpong.
Yeah, Frimpong as well. But Arsenal have to be challenging.
Yeah, it's going to be close.
But what I would say is that the one last little thing is, if you've got Saka on that right-hand side, I'll tell you now, Madueke will be starting more games than Martinelli and Trossard with Gyökeres in the middle. Because he's going to demand someone put the... I was going to swear then, I can't swear. Someone put a crossing.
And they will.
Don't be cutting back Trossard and Martinelli. Now,
they will.
Madueke, we've seen him for Chelsea. He played a lot on that left-hand side. Wouldn't surprise me if he plays more games than Martinelli and Trossard and gets crosses in.
Very quickly, 2 names you've not mentioned, very, very quickly before we go break. Havertz and Gabriel Jesus. What does it mean for them?
Hold some bench time, mate.
Okay.
Carabao Cup. You're just not at the level. Gabriel Jesus, for me, if I was Arsenal, can you get a Saudi Arabian club to give you 30, 40 for him? Can you get that nice little money in for PSR? Because he's not going to play much football next season.
Yeah. All right. Still to come, we are going to be joined by Daniel Dubois' promoter, Frank Warren. That's actually coming up next. But first, it's time for No Googling. Oh, it's a great question, this one. With Victor Gyökeres on the verge of signing for Arsenal, we want to know, can you name the 3 Swedish players to have won the Premier League? The 3 Swedish players.
I know one.
I know 2. I'm cheating because obviously I've got the answers, but I know 2.
One.
Go on, quickly say it.
Henrik.
Okay, cool. Don't give too much away. We'll tell you the rest after the break.
So how does Sarina Wiegman approach England's Euro semi-final this evening? Make changes to a lacklustre starting 11 or keep faith in an ultimately winning formula? Nikita Paris has told us whatever happens, the bench will be key once again.
You tend to, through a tournament, try and keep similar starting 11 for cohesion, but obviously the subs have done unbelievable and they've really impacted every game in which they've come on, and there's been various different substitutions at times and they've all played the part, and you know, it takes more than 11 players to win a tournament.
England versus Italy is live on talkSPORT from 7. Now, René Meulenstein says talk of Manchester United being relegated is starting to get under people's skin. He's pleased with the signings of Cunha and now Mbeumo, but Neil Warnock reckons the latter in particular was a bit too expensive.
I think it's probably about 15 million more than they should do, but I think that's because of Man United, really.
Yeah.
I think Man United have to pay a bit more. But at least it's a proven, you know, some of the signings over the last 5 years, dearie me, the 80 million for Sancho and some of the other money.
And disaster for Darcy Graham in Melbourne. No sooner had he bagged a try on debut for the Lions against the First Nations and Pacifica 15 than he was forced off with an ankle injury and sent sobbing into his towel. Still, 15 minutes and 1 try ain't a bad strike rate. Remember, the second test from Melbourne will be live on talkSPORT at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Good afternoon, you listen to Drive, Ade and Gabby. All right, the question we asked you, the no Googling question before the break, was can you name the 3 Swedish players to have won the Premier League? Not easy. The answers, Jesper Blomqvist, remember him?
Yes.
Very, very good, tricky
Left winger.
Yeah, won it for United 98-99. Freddie Ljungberg won it for Arsenal twice. Really, really good. Underrated severely.
Didn't score as many goals as you think, you know.
No, he didn't. But he scored big goals.
Yeah.
Scored big goals. And Henrik Larsson.
Legend,
absolute legend. Won it for United in 06-07. All right, now, as we discussed earlier, Alexander Usyk became a 3-time undisputed world champion and extended his perfect record to 24 wins by beating Daniel Dubois on Saturday night. I was there. It was an incredible night. Yesterday, though, all this conversation should be about Alexander Usyk, but yesterday, reports emerged that Daniel Dubois, or his father at least, had thrown a gathering or party at the family home in Essex just hours before his son was knocked out in the 5th round. And I'm delighted to be joined live right now on Drive by Daniel Dubois' promoter from the very beginning, Frank Warren. Frank, really appreciate you coming on.
Hi, Ade. Hi, Gabby. How you doing?
You're right, mate.
Not bad, Frank. Thank you so much, Frank. Look, you know where we're going to go, Frank, and I want to talk about the night itself because it was an incredible night, another sold-out Wembley. But you're always straight talking. Your immediate thoughts when you heard about this gathering, Frank, because for me, it's still kind of mind-boggling for me, especially because he turned up late to the venue. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, my thoughts on it is that I can't comment on it because I want to sit down and talk to the guys together, you know. And I don't want to look for any excuses. Everyone knew what the start time was going to be. The ring walk was 9:45, and that's where we're at. And I don't want to take anything away from Alex. He done a fantastic job. He's a great fighter. He's a modern day great. And to be honest, we shouldn't be talking about this. I think it's about the winner on the night. Whatever happened prior to that, we will sort out. But that's choices that people make, and you make a choice. You live with it and you do what you got to do. And as I say, until I actually sit down with both of them, I can't make that comment. I've got my views on it, but at this moment in time, it wouldn't be right for me to express them until we have that meeting. I listened to Don Charles this morning. I thought was very eloquent and said what he had to say in a good way. This morning on with Simon. on his show, and that's where we are. I mean, you know, you can't take nothing away from a modern day great.
Yeah.
You know, whether it had been any different, I don't know. What the impact was of what he'd done, you know, who knows? The fact of life is what happened, and the fact of life is it was a magnificent event. It was, you know, there was 90-odd thousand people in there. You were there, Ade. You see what went on, and that is what it is. You can't change it. You can't change it. Everybody had the same piece of paper. Everybody knew what, as I say, what the start time was. Everybody knew what they had to do. Everybody had a game plan, and the thorough professional that Alex and his team are, they came through with flying honours.
We're hearing that there will be an internal inquest, Frank. I mean, does that involve yourself, George, Daniel, the dad, Don? How does that work?
Well, we'll sit down like we do with every fight we have, you know, when... I mean, listen, no one wants to be the losers, and the losers, you're always looking for reasons, you're looking why and why for, and if we should have done something different. As I say, all you can do from it is learn from it and make sure it doesn't happen next time, whatever those problems, if there are any problems in the future. You know, up until that fight, the way since the first fight with Usyk, everything Daniel did worked out, and it worked out in great fashion. He knocked out 3 two-time former champions, one former two-time world champion, AJ, an undefeated fighter in Hrgovic, who nobody wanted to fight, and an undefeated fighter in Babe Miller, who, again, nobody really fought. You know, he went and done it in great style. So at that moment, it wasn't broke, so why try to fix it? But on the night, I think certain things haven't happened. But you know what? It is what it is. You can't change it. You're not going to change the result. It's in the record book, and we had I think everybody on that night at Wembley had the opportunity to see one of the modern day greats in Usyk, who done a fabulous job.
Frank, I've seen Lawrence Okoli and Josie Parker speaking to Simon Jordan yesterday. They both agreed that Daniel Dubois swallowed it during the fight. Would you agree with that? And also, Tony Bellew was on yesterday, and he said that it looks like Daniel doesn't want to fight.
Well, Tony Bellew's been a hater from day one with Daniel. He's the one who said when he fought, when we made the fight against AJ, he said he'd wind up going to hospital in an ambulance. I mean, which was not a savoury thing to say. Tyson Fury came out with something today, and he's shared the ring twice with Usyk in very close fights, and he said, what do you want to see, a guy die? You know, he got knocked down twice. You know, in one hand, everybody's saying Usyk's a modern day great. What great punches he threw. And on the other hand, saying, why didn't he stand up after getting caught with these two phenomenal punches, which he did after one of them, got up and got knocked down again. What do you expect? The referee counted him out. He walked back to the corner. That was it. Why did he walk back to the corner? Well, where is he supposed to go after the referee stops? Go to a neutral corner or go to Usyk's corner? What planet are all these people on? You know, it's just so pathetic. I find it. I got sometimes I look and hear what people are saying, and I just find it baffling. I mean, you know, he's either a good fighter, he's either a big puncher, or he's not. You know, are we saying that those punches that he took, he should have just rode them, got up and been Superman and got on with it? He got caught with good shots, and in that particular round, Usyk found the clue and he threw. I mean, I've seen somebody posted all these punches in slow motion. Have a look at them. Anybody who's a doubter, go and look at them. And he did what he had to do. Can he come back again? He's 27 years of age. We will see. You know, he's got to learn from that fight. I'd like to see him, you know, mentally. Daniel, there are some ways that he needs to have a bit more resilience, but he didn't swallow. And I've got to tell you, I think it's really, you know, disrespectful what people say. You know, Tony Bellew got knocked out. I mean, why didn't he get up and fight on?
Yeah, I mean, look,
why didn't he? All what he says, what Daniel should have done. Why didn't he do it?
Tony will say, for devil's advocate, Frank, he will say he tried to get up.
The referee stopped it.
Well, he might have tried to get up. The referee stopped it. So let me ask you a question. What did the referee do in that fight?
Stopped it. tough one with Daniel, isn't it, Frank? Because there will be some that say, and you just said it as well.
They can say what they like. He came off of 3 great wins against undefeated fights. In his last 5 fights, he's gone in underdog in those 5 fights. Underdog in each and every one of those fights.
Have you spoken to him, Frank?
Sorry?
Have you spoken to him since the fight?
No, I haven't. I spoke to Stan, his dad, very briefly. We're going to meet up this week and we'll have a chat. And what I've got to say is between me and them and the team, I've got my views, they've got their views, and we'll sit down and discuss it in a mature fashion and hopefully in a positive fashion. You know, they're like everything. You know, in defeats, there are lessons to be learned. And that goes for every fight. He learnt his lessons after the first defeat he had and came back very strong with 3 sensational decisions against, as I say, in fights that each and every one of those fights, he was an underdog.
I did see earlier, Frank, Don Charles did say Lawrence Okoli and Josie Parker, they could fight Daniel one day, and let's see who swallows when they fight him.
Do you know what? I'm up for that. Derek Chisora, Joe Parker, all of them, fight him. Because that's what he's got to do. Listen, he ain't going to come back by fighting a load of stiffs. He's got to go in at the deep end and fight these guys. And these fellas all saying what they say. Let's go and do them. Let's make those fights. I haven't got a problem with those fights, and we'll see. And whatever it is, it'll be. You know, the winners will be the winners, and the losers will be the losers. But he ain't ducked anybody. You look at his resume. Look what he's done in his last 5 fights. Yeah. Look at the fighters he's fought in the last 5 fights. The greatest, the so-called, or not so-called, the greatest heavyweight of his generation, he's fought him twice. Not once, twice. He's fought Joshua, 2 times world champion. Hrgovic, interim champion, undefeated, nobody wanted to fight. For 3 rounds, he was quite torrid. He was getting caught with big right-handers and gritted his teeth and come through that. Gritted his teeth, and I emphasise that, and came through that. Babe Miller, who's an intimidating guy outside the ring and in the ring, he fought him and won most of the rounds. In the last round, showed how dangerous he is and knocked him out. But each of those fights, he was an underdog and came through them. So we'll see. But if these guys are all saying what they've got to say, fine, let's make the matches. And I've got to say, it adds to the spice of it. Because each one of those guys that he fought, Babe Miller said he was a quitter. Hrgovic said he was a quitter. And AJ tried to put him on him because he's a street guy. Daniel's not a street guy. I mean, I'm not telling any stories outside of school. You know, he was taken out of school by his dad. He's not a street kid. AJ's a street kid. And he done them all.
No, he did. Frank, quick word on Alexander Usyk. Obviously, look, we spoke in the ring after, and I just said, look, ultimately he got beaten there by an all-time great. You've worked in this sport for more than 4 decades. I mean, what we were watching on Saturday was someone special, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's gone and done it. He's the Brit Basher. On his record, he's beat everybody from Britain, and he's done everything he could do at his weight division. He's unified the title not once but twice. He's done it in the cruiserweight division, the 4 belts, unified them, and he's a gold medalist in the Olympic Games. He is a sensational, true great. There's no doubt about that. He's up there with all these guys in the top 10 of the world's greatest heavyweights over all the decades. He's in that top 10.
Who does he fight next, Frank? And don't, before you say Joseph Parker, Usyk, before you say Joseph Parker, I mean, your guy, and I say your guy in terms of Tyson Fury, can easily jump the queue here. What's your gut feeling in terms of who?
What's my gut feeling is the WBO have already put out, which they've done before the fight, but they've emphasised that Joe Parker, which everybody was saying, how comes Joe Parker's not getting a shot at the title, has now got a shot and been ordered by the WBO to be the next guy in for the 4 belts. Instead of 1 belt, fighting for the 4 belts. So Alex has got to and his team have got to make up their mind whether they want that fight or not. If they don't, they'll vacate the belts. And I'm reading some of this stuff today, and the naivety of some of these writers who don't bloody look at, how it works. It's really simple. The 4 governing bodies decided quite a while ago the priority of each weight division, each governing body, who the mandatories would be. So if Alex says he doesn't want to fight Parker, then he goes on to his next mandatory. If he don't want to fight that one, he'll have to vacate that belt and so on. And people say, oh, this is terrible. It's not terrible. These guys have all fought to be in a mandatory position. That's what it's all about. Are we saying that, a champion can pick and choose who he wants to fight? No, we're not. And, would people buy into a fight with Tyson? Well, let me ask you this question. The 2 fights that Tyson had with him, were they not great fights?
Very good
Were
fights.
they not quite close fights?
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you not see that again? I'd watch it again.
Yeah, and that's why I say I think people got in the queue.
Well, I don't know if he'd jump the queue, and that's all about sitting down and negotiations. But it's an exciting time for heavyweight boxing. All of the mandatories are all with Queensbury, so thankfully we've got an involvement in it, and it's exciting times. As I say, we 90,000 people came away from that event. They cheered in the Brit, they cheered in also Alex, and they cheered him out big fashion. Whoever he fights next, if it's not in Saudi, it'll be in the UK, because where else are these fights going to take place? Then I can't, unfortunately, for the obvious reasons, they can't take place in the Ukraine. So the UK is the next home for him, and he loves fighting here. He's had a great record fighting here. There's no doubt about that. And all these fights are ready to be made. He may retire. I've got no idea what he wants to do, but judging by what he said, he's a 38-year-old young man. He doesn't fight that regularly. He fights as was it once or whatever it is, maybe twice a year the maximum. He's got no miles on the clock, and it's exciting times for the heavyweight division. We see something extra special. We see something extra special on Saturday night. It was brilliant.
Frank, will I see you in Bournemouth on Saturday?
You better, mate. There's got a great fight going on there. We've got a great fight. In fact, they've released a couple of extra tickets for production tickets. They've reduced the amount of production tickets, so there's a very small amount of tickets if anybody wants to buy them. Other than that, it's sold out. It's going to be a great fight. That fight with Ryan Garner is a fabulous fight, and Ryan has a chance to get himself in a position where he can be fighting for a world title very soon, and hopefully we can put it on, if he comes through, at Southampton Football Ground.
Look at that.
Lovely.
Frank, appreciate you coming on.
Thank you, Frank. Cheers, mate.
Thanks, fellas.
Cheers. Doesn't hold back, does he, Frank? Did we have the dump button ready there?
Yeah, we must have done once at least.
Dumped at least 3 or 4
There was
times.
definitely one that was dumped.
100%.
Yeah. I was a bit like, I would have pressed it myself if I had the button.
I was looking for it. I think we're best to talk sport when we come back. Good afternoon, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor in Motorpoint new car with same day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Still to come, we're going to be asking where all the flair has gone from the Premier League. But just quickly, England's women are currently in one-day action against India. Georgie Heath is watching for talkSPORT.
Well, the Premier League might have lost their flair, but England women, they need to find it. They're currently 50 for 2 after just over 14 overs, but that target is 319, so they really need some flair to set a world record in a women's ODI chase. India, they've been sensational today. They took 2 early wickets to really put the stoppers on England's chase, but Nat Sciver-Brunt, the captain out there in the middle, is leading the charge as England try and recover here and get themselves, well, they need a win today if they want to win this series, because India, they are looking very strong. It's 1-1. This is the very last game of India's tour. England currently 51 for 2, that target 319.
Thank you very much, Georgie. All right, Coldplay are back at Wembley this summer, and we've got a huge VIP prize up for grabs for one lucky listener. We're giving you the chance to win 6 tickets in a private box for you and your mates. August 22nd, full hospitality, plus we're chucking in 10 grand spending money, completely tax-free. Here's how to enter. 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland. For a chance to win, just text the word WIN to 83338. That's WIN to 83338 by the 4th of August at 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus 1 standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Coldplay Competition, PO Box 3190, Colchester, CO2 8GP, to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is a talkSPORT limited promotion run on talkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions apply at talksport.com. Now, time for this. This is the best of TalkSPORT and Friends, where we run you through some of the recent highlight moments from across the TalkSPORT network and our sister stations. Yesterday on Drive, Gabby said that of all the ex-pros working at TalkSPORT, Jamie O'Hara had the worst attitude as a player. Well, O'Hara was clearly on breakfast this morning with Neil Warnock and had his response.
See, Gabby's got the cheek of all cheeks to dig me out, Neil, about his attitude.
He didn't have a great attitude himself, did he, Gabby? So I think
when I moved up to Birmingham, Neil, he was literally like Mr. Party Boy. He would be out, guaranteed. Bamboo, he'd have a table in there every Saturday night, whether he'd played, lost, won, done whatever. He was there, Bamboo, giving it a big one every week. He's got a cheek calling me out.
I actually believe Jamie, for him to name the club. He didn't say any club, he said Bamboo.
It was a great club, mate.
Bamboo good.
You had to queue up to get into the R&B room.
Yeah.
And when you went toilet, you had to come back and queue up again.
Yeah, that good.
Yeah, it was good, mate.
Club,
Bamboo, special place.
Right, have you got a response for Mr. O'Hara? Is it true, or you just put your hands up and say, you know what, he's got me?
Sometimes you've got to put your hands up, mate.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you've got to put your hands up. We move on.
All right, did you by any chance ever have a gathering of 70 people at your house, or a party on match day?
Couldn't fit 70 people in my house, mate. they'd be standing in the toilet. No, never, mate, never. Match day. We always stayed in the hotel night before anyway.
Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, Jamie's going to be back on the Sports Bar at 10 p.m. tomorrow night, and the breakfast show returns tomorrow morning with big Alan Brazil and former Newcastle and West Ham captain Kevin Nolan. Good listen, that one.
On to today's Hawksby and Baker. And anyone watching on YouTube may have noticed that their studio looked slightly different from the one we're in now.
We are the guinea pigs today.
I still look tall.
Yeah, you've got a strange shape. It's only when we see you on that screen. I look like you. I look much smaller than you, and I'm not.
They've not worked out how to make me shorter than you yet.
You've got short legs but a long body.
As I always say, I'm tall in the car,
which is quite freaky. The amount of times someone's wanted to have a go at you in the car, and they thought, well, he's a unit, and then you got your little short legs.
Do you ever get road rage, Ade, when driving?
Bad.
I'm terrible, mate.
I'm embarrassed by it, to be honest with you.
I'm terrible, man.
The missus looks at me like, what's wrong with you? Like, what is this? It's so bad. It's so bad.
Someone's going like slower than the speed limit.
Yeah.
I'm just screaming in the car like, you can't be going 35 in a 40. You can't do this. You can't.
Yeah, it's just, I need help with
Or
it.
someone bibs you. Oh, how dare you. I'm turning the car around.
Mate, yeah.
Full on chase.
Or someone nearly cuts me off. I'm like, right, I don't know
You know what the worst is, though?
Yeah.
When you let someone through and they don't say thank you.
That's so, like, what's wrong with that?
It ruins my day. I've let you through. I've stopped.
Yeah, and all I ask for is a little acknowledgement. Or just flash the lights.
Anything.
Just flash anything, just to say, you know what?
You know who you are as well.
Yeah.
Paul will be back at 1 p.m. tomorrow alongside Andy Jacobs, whilst Charlie will be back on the show on Thursday.
Yeah, and don't forget as well to download the TalkSPORT app where you can swipe between TalkSPORT, TalkSPORT 2 and all of our sister stations so you never miss a moment.
Another day down under, another victory for the Lions. But it was a lot squeakier than expected against the First Nations and Pacifica 15, whose flanker Charlie Gamble and tight head Taniela Tupou ended up staking big claims for places in the Wallabies side for Saturday's second test. Lions captain Owen Farrell put in a typically combative and assured performance before doing the press conference sat next to his dad.
How do you think you played?
Just you.
Eh? Some good things, obviously. Nice little chip off the left peg. Some nice touches on the ball as well. But always work-ons, Murray. There's always work-ons.
For a test spot, he'll likely have to be selected instead of Marcus Smith, who Andy Farrell confirmed will be in contention after passing his late HIA following a blow to the head. Now, Sunderland are edging closer to the signature of Granit Xhaka. The former Arsenal midfielder has told Bayer Leverkusen he only wants to join the Black Cats. talkSPORT's chief football correspondent Alex Crook says it would confirm Sunderland as, in his mind, the most likely promoted side to stay up.
I think this would be a brilliant addition. Their experience, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe, Granit Xhaka. And he's been on a real redemption arc, hasn't he, since he was booed off by the Arsenal fans, stripped to the captaincy. He won back their hearts, and he's certainly done very well at Bayer Leverkusen.
And after boxing's puppeteer, Turki Al Sheikh tweeted he wants to see Moses Itauma as Usyk's next challenger, a riled-up Derek Chisora has had his say.
No dance in this tune, do you understand? There's rules to this boxing. Yes, you want to pay for it, but there's people in line. Myself, Joseph Parker, and for the Ade Oladipo. Yeah. We all want to fight for the title.
Who goes first?
That is up to the federation of
WBO, isn't it?
WBO now, because they just finished doing the IBF.
Which is Joe, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yet, 3 minutes later, he came out with this.
Before I go home, I want to give a shout out to Tegel Sheikh. He's done very well for boxing.
Sycophant. You know, a moment ago, you were criticising him. Make your mind up.
Hey, I want to get a payday.
Exactly like I just said.
There's more on talksport.com.
Good evening, you listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor, member with you until 7 o'clock. Still to come, we're going to be asking where all the flair has gone from the Premier League. We should actually do like a list of top 5 flair players. You want to write it down actually? Should we do that? Top 5 flair players in the history of the Premier League. But first, in the history. Yeah.
Wow.
Trying to think of like, man, who was that player? Crystal Palace again. Zaha was on one side, he was on the other.
Balassi.
Oh, is 100% in that.
Tricks.
Just
a lot.
Unstoppable, embarrassing. JJ Okocha.
Stop. Yes.
JJ Okocha. Yeah, top 5 flair players. All right, go on, send your texts in 81089. I'll read out the best ones. But first, before that, it's a huge night for the Lionesses, and it's live right here on talkSPORT.
The ball for Blackstenius. She's racing into the area. She's clear on goal. It's 2! And are England going to be knocked off their Euros perch tonight?
After the tune-up, we finally started playing a bit better.
Mead is there, and Jimad! 2-2! Holmberg, it's over! England are in the semi-finals! They expected, somehow, from somewhere, the Lionesses have delivered.
We played to win. It's another exciting tournament so far, and I hope tomorrow is going to be another exciting game. And I have one hope, is that we win it.
That is headed by Rivalry, and it's in. Italy have done it. They are heading to the first semi-final since 1997.
I feel like they're going to be a little bit feisty, and maybe we have to match that.
I hope we will be more on the ball, but we have to be tight on the ball and challenge them.
This motto, in Serena we trust. We have to trust her again in the semi-final that she makes the right calls.
Yeah, should be fun, should be a bit nerve-wracking as well. Following us from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary of the Lionesses European Championship semi-final against Italy. Remember, England reached this stage after a dramatic penalty shootout win against Sweden in the quarters, and now strong favourites to make the final against either Germany or Spain. That's not going to be easy against Germany or Spain. Remember, talkSPORT is the place to be for the best coverage, and you can also get your calls in straight after the game as well on Sports Bar. Phone lines will be open immediately, 03717 22 33 All right, now, former Tottenham and QPR forward Adel Taarabt, who's just like the man of the streets will remember, joined this morning's breakfast show where he spoke to his old gaffer Neil Warnock, and he said that he's getting bored of watching English football due to the lack of stars in the Premier League.
Now football changed, not like our time. Our time was so much skill, player, dribbling, taking a risk. Now when I watch the game, even the Premier League, which is the best league, I am bored to watch. There is no player no more like Coutinho, Eden Hazard. And you see the price of the player. I don't like to criticize, but you see Brentford, 71 million to United. I'm thinking, imagine the price of Eden Hazard, this kind of players before. What would be now? It would be 1 billion. What would be?
Game's changed.
Crazy.
He's right, isn't he? He's right.
Yes.
It's great to hear from him as well, by the way.
Yes.
I wonder, does he know that he is the streets haven't forgotten man? Does he know that he's that guy? He must do, right? Do you agree with him? In terms of flair players in the Prem?
And I feel like it's not down to not having them. It's down to the coaching and the tactics that they have.
Yeah.
Players get told now, keep the ball moving. You know, ball's quicker than the man. Do you know what I mean? They get told all this and it takes away from how they play.
Yeah. But we do see some of the, so-called the best player in the world right now, Lamine Yamal.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously getting told tactical things about Hansi Flick, but he decides to pick up the ball and do what he wants. So can't you go against the manager and just do your thing?
I think sometimes you can, but it depends what player you are. Sometimes players might look at it and say, if I don't do what he says, maybe he'll bring me off. I won't play next game.
Yeah.
I'm going to do exactly what my manager says. But it's about taking risks. I remember playing against Eden Hazard numerous times.
Oh, man.
And he'd just pick it up anywhere on the left. He'd stroll into the middle. I remember speaking to Christian Benteke about him, and he says, Gabby, he prefers assists than goals. Hazard. He preferred to take a few players on and set someone up for a goal than scoring himself.
Yeah.
Having fun on the pitch. Coutinho turns, making things happen. You don't see it as much anymore.
What about the lack of superstars? Because that was a point you made as well. Is that incorrect? I mean, you look at the teams, we do have superstars.
Yeah, we do have superstars. I mean, look at the season Foden had 2 seasons ago. Look at this season, especially the first half, what Palmer did, what Haaland's doing, what Harry Kane done in the Premier League as well. So I think we do have...
Yeah, but see that Palmer one, for example, with Chelsea maybe a decade ago, I could probably name 10 superstars.
Yes.
Like superstars.
Of course you could.
With Chelsea now, they're good players. Palmer's is certainly a superstar, but not that many.
I also think as well, when you talk about these players as well, remember Ronaldo playing against him when he was at Manchester United? And Nani?
Yeah.
Oh, mate, they were having fun.
Yeah.
It was like they were playing with their friends. It was step over, heel flick, everything, trying new things.
You know, remember him like David Ginola?
Yeah.
David Ginola would absolutely destroy you.
But what would happen now, though, if you try doing that? Manager, come sit next to me.
Okay.
Because that player on the right-hand side, we can switch the ball to him.
Yeah.
And you're messing around. So it comes down to management and coaching. It's more robotic now when you watch football.
It is quite boring. He's right about that.
Yeah.
All right, you heard Adele Tarap there question how much Eden Hazard would be worth in a modern game. He said $1 billion, didn't he? Not that much. So we thought we'd put the names of... Don't say like it's going to be $1 billion. So we thought we'd put some of the names of the Premier League's most skillful ever players to Gabby, and he has to work out how much would they sell for today. Bear in mind some of the fees that we're seeing.
And age.
Yeah, okay. Eden Hazard, if he was... Let's just say 25. All of these players are 25.
Yeah.
Eden Hazard in today's market.
25 years of age. I'm talking...
It's going to be stupid.
150s, mate.
Yeah.
It's got to be 150s minimum.
Yeah, 150.
Or don't phone me.
Yeah, we're about to say that 150 would get a call back.
Yeah.
Anything
maybe
less
you're
than that
talking
would be a bounce back
175, 180. Especially when Neymar went to PSG for what, 190 was it?
Look what Coutinho went to Barcelona
one something,
for.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
140, So I'm going to say 160.
I think these are realistic numbers. I don't
100%. No.
Dennis Bergkamp.
Oh, wow. So you're going to get me in trouble now, so I'll say less than Hazard.
No,
Say those.
No, I don't.
Dennis Bergkamp, I'm saying 130s, mate.
Yeah.
You have to. You look at Konya and Mbeumo, Kudus, who done nothing last season, went for over 50. Then we're not miles.
Yeah, and Mbeumo's gone for 70 after scoring 20 goals.
20 goals,
Perez, it's an interesting one.
Oh, wow, I loved him, by the way.
He was fantastic. He comes to Villa. Arsenal,
he comes to Villa.
So weird seeing him in a Villa shirt.
Mate, honestly, I got his shirt. I was like, Robert, what do you want? Do you want breakfast? Do you want a cup of tea? Do you want orange juice? What do you want, Robert? You are the god. Growing up watching him at Arsenal, wow. Oh, mate. Won the World Cup.
Mate.
Talking 120s, mate. Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum
120s.
Minimum.
All right. This one, I think this one could surprise people. And before I say his name, I'm going to quickly just mention his goals. Before I say his name, this is this guy's goals. Back-to-back season, 24, 23, 15, 18, 25, 30, 10, 16, 14. Matt Letizia.
Oh, yeah.
Matt Letizia.
I was actually talking about him because I've done this
Matt
coaching.
Letizia.
Yeah, I've done this coaching trip in Croatia, and he was there the week before, his Campione Academy. And I was saying some of the guys, the younger generation now won't know about Matt Letizia.
Mate.
Growing up watching him, every goal was a screamer.
I was arguing with someone about
every
this,
goal.
And it was a great debate. It was him or Rooney. I said there's not been anyone ever in Premier League history has got a better goal collection than Matt Le Tissier.
Every goal was like, it was either a volley, half volley, a dink. It was off the bar and in. Every goal, it was like drag back and then volley. I'm sure we scored one where he flicked it up himself and volleyed it in the top corner.
Yeah.
I'm saying Matt Le Tissier 120s, 130s.
Top player in it. Zola. Oh. Gianfranco Zola. Maybe the most skillful player on that list.
100.
Yeah, 100. Ryan Giggs. Difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, if you're saying 25, I mean, he played to what? Like late 30s?
Yeah.
Even longer, maybe?
Yeah.
If you're talking Hazard at that, you got Giggs has got to be 140s.
Giggs has got to be there with Hazard.
140s, 150s, yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. Eric Cantona, who went for $1 million. For $1 million from Leeds. When was it $1 million from Leeds to United or something like that? I can't remember. Was it 5? What was it? Someone find out the fee for us. What was the fee again?
If I'm Leeds, I'm saying you owe me more money.
You owe me 100.
Yeah, I don't care.
Because he literally turned that club around. It was him, wasn't it?
Cantona, you got to say 130s. What he was doing, mate. Some of them dinks.
Oh,
deary me.
What a player.
You'd be scared to do that now, players.
Couldn't do that.
You'd be scared to try a dink now, like they used to back then.
He'd probably get banned for life for that kick now. That kick of the Crystal Palace fan.
Oh, yeah.
They were banned for life.
Yeah, riot police. Back of the van.
God.
Back of the van.
Probably is doing time.
Yep, straight in there.
Time.
No bail.
Yeah. God. Absolutely God. Straight back to France. Janino. The little magician. Middlesbrough Janino.
Oh, he was very special.
What a play. I don't think we had seen anything like that until he came.
Yeah.
Like, he just came
and the one at Lyon as well, free kicks.
Oh, the free kick, Janino.
But Janino at Middlesbrough, I remember him coming over. Everyone was surprised when he signed. I was a kid. It's like, whoa, Middlesbrough signed this Brazilian.
Yeah.
How come he's come to Middlesbrough?
Playing from Brazil.
Yeah,
wasn't like just a Brazilian.
How come he's come to Middlesbrough?
It didn't make sense how you did it.
You've got to be looking at 80s, haven't you? I'm not saying over 100.
You're not saying over 100 for Janino.
No,
who started for Brazil.
Yeah, but when I'm looking at like Perez, I'm saying
didn't he get them to 2 finals? Got them to 2 finals, didn't he? League Cup and FA. I think they lost both, but then they got relegated.
I'm just looking at like...
No, fair.
Yeah, I think
fair.
80s. Yeah,
fair. JJ Okocha.
Oh, wow.
So good they named him twice.
Oh, wow. Where do you start? Nigerian. I've been watching him as my parents Nigerian in the house. Yeah. And JJ Okocha was the one they loved the most. Wow. Underrated. People forget, mate. He was popping it through.
He was destroying.
He was megging people and then doing them, flicking it over their heads and enjoying life. Wasn't he?
What a player he was. You're right. You know when you say there's players that wouldn't sub, he would be subbed immediately.
Oh, yeah.
He would be like, no way would be allowed to do that
you
today.
Can't. Because remember seeing like a couple of seasons ago, it was Richarlison. And I think it was Brennan Johnson that absolutely booted him. Spurs v Nottingham Forest.
Yeah.
Or in Everton.
Yeah.
Because he tried a little like trick. When you do it now, you're getting absolutely like hit.
Yeah.
But
and even pundits say it's disrespectful.
I know.
That's the worst thing. So pundits have got into it as well.
Do you know what I did love? Remember when Neymar was at Barca and he'd done some skills against Atletico Bilbao? Mate, they all chased him. Xavi had to get his arm around him and move him away. They wanted to beat him up, mate. But that's just his game, what he learnt off Ronaldinho. But Okocha, I'm going to go with... It's got to be 100, mate.
It's got to be 100.
It's got to be 100 for JJ.
Honestly, it's got to be 100. I even look at... Florian Wirtz is signed for 130, whatever.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're a million miles off, aren't we?
We probably are miles off it, I'm telling you. Hazard... Like, if we, honestly,
you're right.
200 million.
You're right.
£200 million player.
You're right.
Florian Wirtz has just gone for 130.
I've got to add 30, 40 on each of them, haven't I?
Easy.
Can we start again?
Yeah, but honestly, what a collection. It just brings a smile to my face thinking about these players.
Special,
because we just don't have it anymore.
Even, like I says, like Hazard, mate, he was just like, he was having fun. He was talking to you during a game. Remember one game, he was just talking to me. He was like, look what I'm going to do next.
Well, see that Hazard-Salah debate? Where do you sit on that?
Hazard by far the better footballer.
Okay.
But Salah will get you more goals.
Okay.
Someone can be a better footballer, but Salah's going to go and win you more games.
So who would you have in your team?
I'll probably have Salah because his numbers are ridiculous.
Yeah.
But technically, and taking players on and dribbling, Hazard, definitely.
Yeah, I think Hazard.
That's fair, isn't it?
I think you can make an argument that Hazard, an all-time Premier League 11, never gets spoken about in it. But I think Hazard was just...
That goal against Arsenal.
Dude. He was just...
That was like FIFA.
If he had Ronaldo level of dedication...
I know, he went to Real Madrid, didn't work,
decided, put on about 2 stone and then said, enough's enough, is it? Don't blame him, to be fair.
Retire.
Yeah. All right, stick with us. When we come back, we're going to preview the World Match Play of Darts. Remember, it's live on talkSPORT 2 today. Good evening, you're listening to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. Thousands of cars, all at unbeatable prices guaranteed. Just head to motorpoint.co.uk for more details. Still to come, we are going to bring you the team news from the Lionesses Euros semi-final against Italy. Will Adjeman start? That's what a lot of people are asking. But just quickly, Daniel Dubois' team will hold an internal inquest after a gathering was held at the family home hours before his fight against Alexander Usyk. We heard Frank Warren on that a bit earlier. And England's women are currently in one-day international action against India. Georgie Heath is watching for talkSPORT.
Yeah, England currently 93 for 2 after just over 20 overs. They lost their openers very early on, and Nat Sciver-Brunt is just edging towards her half-century. But at the moment, well, India look like they are in the driving seat. They set England a whopping 319 as their target. And England, yes, they haven't lost any more wickets, but they're not really going anywhere at any pace at the moment. They need to up the ante if they want to win this game and try and win this series. But at the moment, India on top. England 94 for 2 after 20.4.
Cheers, Georgie. Thank you very much. Remember, following us from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary of the Lionesses European Championship semi-final against Italy. But if darts is your thing, of course it's your thing. It must be the fastest growing sport in this country.
Yes.
Honestly.
I lost a bit of it.
It must be, innit? Yeah. All right, then you're in luck. Over on talkSPORT 2 from 7 o'clock, you can hear live commentary from night 4 of the World Matchplay darts. Let's look ahead to what we can expect as we're joined by former Matchplay semi-finalist and talkSPORT commentator, one of the best in the biz, Chris Mason. Chris, how are you, my man?
Good evening, Chris.
I'm very good, Eddie. How are you? Hiya, Gabby.
Not bad at all. Let's start by looking back on last night's first round action. Gerwyn Price, as he does, always lively on stage as Gerwyn, isn't he? It's like he wants to really test everyone's mettle a little bit.
We had our first push of the horses.
We certainly did. But he came through it, as he always does as well. I mean, mentally, I look at him as one of the strongest players on tour. It got a bit feisty, though, didn't it, on stage?
Yeah, and he's known for being a bit feisty, but what he's been doing of late is controlling his emotions a lot better. He sort of stays within a zone that he can control, so he doesn't have these massive spikes of adrenaline, and then he's got to try and play through it. So he's normally a lot calmer until the end, but yeah, we have a bit of sportsmanship and a bit of gamesmanship, and Daryl Gurney was pushing his buttons, let's put it that way, and in the end he let him know what he thought about that. But the right man won, and that's the most important thing.
Chris, I know some people disagree, but I like to see when players aren't getting on in sport, and it's happening in darts. I don't mind it, but what's it like in the locker rooms? Is there security back there? Or?
Yeah, listen, in my day there was a lot more of it. You know, you should have passion when you're playing sport, yes. And you should be passionate. That's what it's all about. And as long as it's, listen, as long as it doesn't spill over and it's not, you know, it can look bad and not a good look for the kids, because we're having a lot more kids playing now. So you have to be a bit more careful. And the sport's more accessible. Things like this, talkSPORT and social media and Facebook and everything else that's about. So you've got to be a little bit careful, but I'm with you guys. I want them to play with a bit of spirit. Let's put it that way.
Some interesting games tonight. The one that stands out immediately is Stephen Bunting versus Gary Anderson, which I think is going to be a corker. Obviously, James Wade in action as well. You always watch him. But Bunting versus Gary Anderson's a great game.
Yeah, game of the night for me. And Bunty's already tried to poke the bear already, saying that Gary Anderson was a better player 4 or 5 years ago, trying a little bit of mind games, which I think might backfire, because in the last 12 months Gary Anderson has produced personal best numbers, and he's looking likely to win a tournament sooner rather than later. But yeah, game of the night for me.
Chris, when you were playing, look, darts has always been a big sport. I hate when people try and act like it's only become a big sport. It's been a big sport for years, but it's almost becoming, I think, the fastest growing sport around the world now. But I was in the US the other day and they were talking about it and going crazy about it. Has it surprised you just how much it's blown up over the last few years?
Yeah, I'm absolutely devastated. The darts was at Madison Square Garden, the home of my favourite sport, boxing. So you can imagine how I feel now, sort of stood on the sidelines. But yeah, it was the Fallon factor, of course. Fallon Sherrock, the young girl that made such dramatic waves at the Alexandra Palace, and then of course the introduction of Luke Littler, who's really just taken the game global and put a different eyes on our sport. I suppose with the sport that we love, Ade, it'd be sort of what Jake Paul's done in boxing. He's just putting different eyes on the sport.
Yeah, it certainly has. Chris, enjoy it.
Thank you,
Should
Chris.
be fun. Hopefully, no fights on stage.
Will do. Speak soon, lads.
Cheers, mate.
Top man.
All right, remember, still to come, we are going to bring you team news from the Lionesses Euros semi-finals against Italy. But first, it's time for no Googling. I love this. All right, ahead of England versus Italy tonight, we want to know, can you name the 3 male players who have scored the most goals for Italy at World Cups? Nice and easy. Can you... No, I say that, it's not actually. Can you name the 3 male players who have scored the most goals for Italy at World Cups? Answer when we come back. Go on, one sec. Go on.
Roberto Baggio?
Maybe.
So how does Sarina Wiegman approach England's Euro semi-final this evening? Make changes to a lacklustre starting 11 or keep faith in an ultimately winning formula? Nikita Paris has told us whatever happens, the bench will be key once again.
You tend to, through a tournament, try and keep similar starting 11 for cohesion, but obviously the subs have done unbelievable and they've really impacted every game in which they've come on, and there's been various different substitutions at times and they've all played the part, and you know, it takes more than 11 players to win a tournament.
England versus Italy is live on talkSPORT from 7. Now, René Moulenstein says talk of Manchester United being relegated is starting to get under people's skin. He's pleased with the signings of Cunha and now Mbeumo, but Neil Warnock reckons the latter in particular was a bit too expensive.
I think it's probably about 15 million more than they should do, but I think that's because of Man United, really.
Yeah.
I think Man United have to pay a bit more But at least it's a proven, you know, some of the signings over the last 5 years, dearie me, the 80 million for Sancho and some of the other money.
And disaster for Darcy Graham in Melbourne. No sooner had he bagged a try on debut for the Lions against the First Nations and Pacifica 15 than he was forced off with an ankle injury and sent sobbing into his towel. Still, 15 minutes and 1 try ain't a bad strike rate. Remember, the second test from Melbourne will be live on talkSPORT at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
Good evening, this is Drive, Ade and Gabby. I remember the question before the break. Can you name the 3 male players who have scored the most goals for Italy at World Cups? I think a lot of people would have said Del Piero in that list. No?
No, I would have went, I want to go back
further.
Roberto
Baggio. How good was he? Hey, how good was he? How good was the man they call Bobo as well, Christian Vieri?
I said that, didn't I, on the break?
You did say Christian Vieri, to be fair. You got 2, you didn't get the third one. Paolo Rossi. Don't blame me. 9 goals each at World Cups. That's a lot.
I used to love Del Piero though.
Fantastic.
Oh wow, man.
Wow. Yeah.
Pro Evolution.
Just
back in the day.
What are you going to say, Juventus or
Pro Evo, mate, on the PlayStation. Del Piero.
He was so good.
Cut in top corner. Just Totti, Del Piero.
Levels.
Problem.
Right. All right, following us from 7 o'clock, Adrian Durham hosts live commentary of England against Italy in the semi-finals at the Women's European Championship. And he joins us. I don't know how Adrian Durham's got any space left in his passport.
He's got 2.
Has he got 2 passports?
Yeah,
okay, makes sense. Hey, how are you, my man?
Good evening, Adrian.
The secret is out. Passports. I told you never to tell anybody.
Sorry, sir. Sorry.
No, listen, I'm actually getting really nervous. I've been nervous about this one since the Sweden game, and any wonder the way that game went. But Italy, they've got a goal scorer. I don't know. It just feels like on paper England should win it, but you just never know with this Lionesses side. You don't know which one's going to turn up. You cannot predict with any kind of confidence that they will definitely win the game.
Adrian, I watched the game against Sweden with my eldest daughter, and I just thought that we struggled with the pace of Sweden, especially Blackstenius with her goal that she took very well. But a lot of mistakes, looked quite nervous in that first half, England.
Well, I mean, you say nervous. I thought, Gabby, it looked more like they were overconfident. They were very sloppy. I wondered about the game face, and maybe you could tell me more about this, because before the game, when you arrive for a big game, you arrive at the ground, you walk out there in your normal clothes before you get changed. You have a look around the stadium, around the pitch. They were doing all of that, the England players, and then the Sweden players turned up, and they were all having a laugh and a joke together. There were hugs going on, and I was thinking, okay, you might be mates, you might play together for your clubs, you might be really good friends, but should this be happening on the cusp of a quarter final? For me, there wasn't enough game face, and that showed in the first 20 minutes of the game, by which time Sweden had took control. England got very, very lucky. I just hope they're a little bit, you know, I don't want them to stop smiling and laughing, but I just want them to be a bit more serious game face. Do you understand what I'm saying?
No, totally, I agree. And when you speak to any ex-player, when you're on that pitch, maybe a little hello to a teammate and you a little hug or shake hands or whatever, but you shouldn't be over there laughing and joking with the opposition. You're going to war in an hour's time against this team.
No, I agree with that. And listen, they've got the players, and that's the thing. We'll wait and see what team Serena picks. We'll bring you that news as soon as we have it. But they're here. The England players are here. The Italy players have just arrived as well. They've not been on the pitch at the same time, so that's good news as far as that's concerned.
We were speaking to Courtney a bit earlier, and we were talking about the brilliance of Lauren James and waiting to see her kind of burst and do what she can do. Who's key, do you think, for England, Ade?
It's a good question. I think there's issues aerially for England's centre half, so I think Hannah Hampton coming to claim, which she's tried to do in the game so far, could be key for them tonight. The centre halves have to be really on it, because that could be where Italy do get some joy in terms of whether they're going to score goals. They have to finish chances, England, but they've been doing that. That really hasn't been a huge problem for them. So there's a midfield battle as well. Out wide, Italy have got some joy in the games they've won so far. So I just think defensively, if they keep a clean sheet, England are definitely going to score tonight, and you know that mix makes it an England win. So when I talk about it like this, I'm confident, but when my heart takes over, I'm like, oh, for heaven's sake, please don't be sloppy first 10 minutes.
As you say, we are waiting team news. There has been some suggestion or some voices over here about the likes of Chloe Kelly, maybe Adjaman, maybe forcing her way into the starting 11. Do you think Serena sticks with what got her through to this stage, or maybe makes a couple of changes?
Well, she says they're all fit and they've all trained, which means Leah Williamson, who went off injured against Sweden, the captain, the centre-half, she's almost certainly going to start. She didn't even have any strapping when I was watching her training yesterday morning back in Zurich before they travelled over to Geneva. So she's going to play, it looks like. Chloe Kelly, I think, is the one pushing for the start, because she's been so impactful off the bench, and of course scored the winner in the Euro 2022 final. And basically everybody loves Chloe Kelly. I mean, the whole nation loves, I mean, they do. She's impossible not to love. She's always smiling. She's so happy, so positive, and she's actually a really good footballer as well. So if she was in the starting 11, I don't think anybody would have a problem with that, because she played so well the other night. She basically, with the assists and the penalty, she got England through that. She kind of dragged them through it along with one or two others, but I wouldn't have a problem with that. In terms of Adjaman, I think what she's done is incredible for a teenager, just to come in at this late stage and make an impact in a tournament. It's very rare that happens. I mean, you can remember the times it's happened in the men's and the women's games, and this is when it's happening for her. So I think I would rather leave her as an impact sub, because defences get used to the players they're playing against. Come 60, 65 minutes, if all of a sudden they're faced with someone who has got the lot, she knows where to run, when to run. I think that most of the time her touch is great. She's very powerful, she's very, very quick, and her finishing is exceptional. All of a sudden, you're 2/3 of the way through your game as a centre-back, and she's coming on the pitch with raw, you know, innocent energy, if you like, as a teenager. You've got a massive problem, so I would keep her on the bench.
We were saying to Courtney earlier that, you know, that first half against Sweden, I felt like we were getting bullied a bit, Adrian, and I said, Adjaman must be on the bench thinking, get me on. I see my teammates getting bullied here. I'm the bully. Get me on.
Yeah, and I think that this is one of the criticisms that's been levelled at Serena. If they go out tonight, if they don't win the Euros, you'll look back and look at the reasons why. And she's left her subs very, very late. And in some ways, certainly Tash Dowie on commentary in the Sweden game said, indicated that maybe it was more that the subs and the players had bailed Serena out rather than Serena's subs had helped England out. She did leave it incredible. We were getting very frustrated. They were all changed and ready to go. Well, come on. You know, they were ready for their big night out, and the taxi didn't arrive. So they had to stay on the bench. She just wouldn't let them on the pitch. And we were all like throwing our hands in the air, get them on, because nothing was changing on the pitch. And as soon as they come on, guess what? We got back in the game. So I think she got a little bit lucky there, but I just wish she'd be a bit more assertive with her substitutions, decisive with her substitutions, and that way there'll be a little bit less stress for the rest of us. Thank you, Serena.
Yeah, you almost feel like it's going to be nervy though, Ade. How are you feeling? Gut feeling on this one?
My gut feeling is that the better players should win, and I don't mean to be disrespectful to the Italian players. listen, they don't score a load of goals. They've scored enough goals to get through. And as Serena said in the press conference yesterday, listen, Italy are semi-finalists like England. So you've got to be... sorry, there's some Italian fans just making some noise.
Time to get lost.
They're dressed as... Honestly, they're dressed as Mario and Luigi.
Brilliant.
Who would believe they would do that? So, yeah, apologies for that. But... I think that... what was the question?
Who do you think wins? Gut feeling.
Was it about Mario Kart? Rainbow Road. That is where I'm at. My gut feeling is the better players will win, and that is England. And Italy have got some good players, no doubt about it. But when you look at it player for player, and especially the impact of the squad, the impact from the bench, it is England who should be winning this game.
Cheers, Ade.
Well said,
hopefully
Ade.
we'll come back to you in a couple of minutes for
Cheers.
team news.
Top
Remember,
man.
don't forget that Agent Durham brings you live commentary of England versus Italy in their Euro semi-final straight after us at 7 o'clock. Should be a good game, should be a nervy game as well. All right, some breaking news here, and this is big for Barcelona fans, I guess big for Manchester United fans as well. Marcus Rashford is looking like a done deal at Barcelona on a 1-year loan deal. Gabby, big for this. And by the way, we're hearing an option to buy at the end of this loan deal for 30 million euros for Marcus Rashford.
But the biggest question is,
Go on.
can he take his Rolls Royce?
Yeah, this is
Or does he
it,
have to
mate.
have
He might have to buy another one.
Or does he have to use a car that like Barcelona players have to use only? Is it
You know what?
whether
I
they're
heard
sponsored by?
what the cars are.
Oh,
Range Rovers and S-Classes.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. So, Marcus, leave the Rolls Royce. I can look after it. I'll drive slowly now. No, listen.
It's important for him, and it's a big move for him as well, isn't it?
Mate, you know what it is as well? The option that Villa had in the deal was 40 million this summer.
Yeah.
For Villa to... And Villa didn't want to do it, maybe because of the wages. And obviously, a year later, next summer, you understand why that's gone down.
Yeah, I
maybe
think
another
he'll have
10,
a year
12.
left on his contract.
Exactly, million. It makes sense. But good luck to him. Nothing to lose. Go out to... If I'm him, go out there. You've been training so hard over the summer, been putting in the extra yards. Go out there and show. You've got Lamine Yamal, who loves to cut in and make them balls over the top. Pedri, Gavi.
Just the
Daniel
size of the
Olmo.
club as well. You know, like everyone was saying, and look, I still think it's Real Madrid, it's United, right, in terms of the biggest clubs in the world. But there's always a lot of talk about he'll take a step back from United. Wherever he goes, he's going to take a step back.
No,
He's gone to
it's
Barcelona.
Barcelona, mate.
All of a sudden, he hasn't taken that step back, has he?
And I feel like he's gonna really think to himself, wow, maybe I'm a bit lucky to get this move. I know I didn't pull up great performances week in, week out of Villa. A few I did. But you know what? I'm going to take this now.
Yeah.
I'm 27. Should be in the peak of my powers. Let me go to Barcelona and show everyone. And some of them teams are going to be
and
scared,
I genuinely
mate.
believe he can and will.
I think he will.
I genuinely believe he will.
I think
when he
he
gets his chance, his pace, which hasn't gone, by the way.
Oh.
I mean, he hasn't slowed down at all, and his ability to finish. And I hope there's a role for him in that number 9.
I think there will be.
I think that's where he's going to find his best. Yeah,
I think there will be, and you're going to be getting so much service, mate. I mean, Pedri in that middle. You know the way you can like get past players and find them passes as well. I just think go and enjoy yourself and take this chance, Marcus, because people don't want him to succeed.
Yeah.
You know, you had Teddy Sheringham coming out with quotes of, "Oh, he doesn't deserve it." Let the lad just go and enjoy his football.
Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah, that's the breaking news. Marcus Rashford looks like it's a done deal to Barcelona. 1-year loan deal and an option to buy. And it is an option to buy, not an obligation. Option to buy at the end of that loan deal for 30 million euros. I will say this. If they don't take up the option to buy at the end of this for 30 million euros, then there's going to be questions.
But the problem
there's
is,
going to be questions.
Yeah, but Ade, the problem is, though, is like why Villa haven't done it. It's the wages.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the wages that make the deals not work. So if he's got the offer of 30 million at the end of the season, they might say to him, listen, we can give you a 4-year deal, but this is the wages we can afford here.
Yeah.
Because the 300 and 350, probably only Lamine Yamal will be earning more now.
Ain't cutting it.
Do you know what I mean? He'll probably be earning more than Rafinha,
ain't
than
cutting it for a
Pedri.
squad player.
Exactly.
You haven't come in as a superstar, you come as a squad player.
You know
so
what?
right.
Our players speak. If you're Pedri and these superstars, Daniel Olmo,
and they find out about his wages.
oh, he's going to be getting
or
more than me.
They look at the car park.
Oh, yeah.
And they see that car, then there's going to be problems. All right, when we come back, we're going to have team news from Switzerland. Remember, England take on Italy. Joe Shannon's going to have the team news for us. And we're going to talk about a big game for Russell Martin. Rangers in Champions League qualification against the mighty Panathinaikos. having a fascinating conversation about Marcus Rashford. There's be a podcast in itself. What goes on
El Clasico.
in between the breaks? El Clasico.
Fred versus Marcus.
Yep, Jude in there as well. All of a sudden, you want to watch it, don't you, as a UK viewer? You do, don't you?
You'd be signing up now, wouldn't you, for the channel that show it? I
think it's on DAZN.
Yeah. Is it on DAZN?
I think I'll get that for free, you know what I mean? I'll sort you out, don't worry.
Top man.
Right, listen to Drive on talkSPORT. Ade Oladipo Gabby Agbonlahor and Motorpoint. New car with same-day drive away available on all cars. Just book a test drive today. Remember, following us from 7 o'clock. Adrian Durham hosts live commentary of England against Italy in the semi-finals of the Women's European Championship. The team news is in for that one. So let's cross over to Switzerland and get all the details with your match commentator for talkSPORT this evening, Joe Shannon. Joe.
Hi, Addy. Good evening from sunny Geneva. In the event for England, just one change to the starting 11 to the team that began the game against Sweden, that dramatic quarter-final victory in which England needed penalties to seal their spot in the last four. It's in defence. Esme Morgan makes her first start at a major tournament in place of Jess Carter at the back. It is worth saying that Sarina Wiegman had said that conversations have been taking place throughout the last few days as to whether Carter's ready to start after she revealed over the weekend that very sadly she's been the victim of racial abuse throughout Euro 2025. Carter is on the bench and Leah Williamson, the England captain, is fit to play after going off injured against Sweden in extra time. So this is the England team. Hampton in goal, Bronze, Williamson, Morgan and Greenwood, Stanway and Walsh the two holding, James, Toon and Hemp behind Rousseau up front. England against Italy for a place in the Euros final, and it'll be live on talkSPORT.
It will be 7 o'clock, that one. And would you believe it, club football is already back. Rangers take on Panathinaikos in the first leg of their Champions League qualification second round tie. Paul Mitchell has the team news for us. Paul.
Evening, gents. Both sides finished second in their respective leads, leading them to qualifying round 2 of this particular Champions League. For Rangers, 3 debuts given by Russell Martin, former Southampton manager, now in charge at Ibrox. His first competitive game, Nasser Dejiga, Joe Rothwell and Max Aarons will all start for Rangers tonight. You have Jack Butland in goal, the back four of Tavernier, Dejiga, Suter and Aarons. Rothwell, Diamandi and Raskin are the midfield 3. Dowell, Danilo and how about this, 18-year-old Finlay's Curtis starts only his second match as a Rangers player. Re-signed for Rangers back in January 2025, an extended deal. They think highly of him. Played a little bit against Manchester United last season in Europe, but this is really a big test for him. Panathinaikos along the lines that we would expect. Fotis Ioannidis, 51 goals in 185 games. That's the gentleman that Rangers will have to keep at bay tonight. Very few inside Ibrox already, but this will be absolutely buzzing in about an hour from now.
Paul, I wanted to ask you a question. The 2 legs, if Rangers were to go out of these 2 legs, do they go into Europa League qualifying, or is that Europe done for them?
No, they go into the Europa League qualifying, but actually if you look ahead, they would play either Besiktas or Shakhtar Donetsk. It's actually easier if Rangers win this one because it's Servette or Victoria Plzeň of the Czech Republic.
Wow.
So there's a lot on the line tonight. Now, we've already seen articles in the Scottish press saying Rangers are probably at the Europa League level, but I think to get there they need to beat Panathinaikos and then take a little swing in the third round, because you do not want to be going to that Europa League qualification against either Besiktas.
So important, isn't it, for Rangers to be playing European football?
Well, they need it. I mean, purely from a financial point of view, if they want to try and keep up with Celtic, they have to. Russell Martin not delivering some form of group football would not be a good start for him. I mean, Rangers are trying to downplay it. I mean, it's difficult. It's the first competitive game that they've played together. 3 new players. Finlay Curtis, it's only his 6th appearance for Rangers. It's a team that really hasn't played together, and already you're expecting one of the biggest games of the season because you want to get through at least to that next qualifying round.
Cheers, Paul. Appreciate
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Wow, Panathinaikos in a qualifier.
What a big game that is.
Panathinaikos are like just always in Europe.
They're always
just there, aren't they? Just always there.
Back in the day, they're always in the Champions League, like causing problems.
Tough one. All right, we can now hear from Rangers boss Russell Martin. He spoke to the media yesterday, ahead of tonight's game, and he said that he's looking forward to seeing what his side can do against Panathinaikos.
Tomorrow is going to be a real big test for us to see how far along we are and see how much work we have to do. And I think that's the most interesting and exciting bit for us, the coaching staff, is that tomorrow we will learn a lot about the group and learn a lot about what we need to prioritise moving forward over the next few weeks.
Yeah, so the winner after next Wednesday's return, so that's the second leg, will meet Victoria Plzeň or Servette in the next round of qualifying. There is then one more round after that. The loser will have a Europa League qualifier tie, as Paul said, against Besiktas or Shakhtar Donetsk. Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, it's
like, to judge him on that is it's almost unfair. Like, it could have been easier as well.
I was speaking to Ali last season, and he said it probably suits a team like Rangers to play Europa League.
Yeah.
Not the Champions League where you're not at that level and then you're getting beat badly every group game.
But if we're brutally honest, I mean, even the Europa League qualifying type, Besiktas, going to Shakhtar. I mean, those are games that sort of proven European teams don't want to go away from home to Shakhtar.
I would love to watch tonight's game as well and see what exactly sort of football he's going to play. Has he learned from his mistakes at Southampton, how they played? Is he gonna tonight?
Yeah.
Biggest game.
Yeah.
Obviously so far this season. Play that risky football from the back.
You're asking now, what do you think? I mean,
I wouldn't.
You think he's going to stick to his morals?
I hope he doesn't. I feel that there's a certain way of playing, and against certain teams you can play like that. But I just think the importance of Rangers playing some sort of European football. Can you tweak it a little bit and say, you know what? Let's not play risky from the back to start.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Let's get through.
What I always felt he did wrong with Southampton, I remember, I think I covered a game down there. I think I did Southampton versus Chelsea, where they got beat because the goalkeeper tried to play out and he can't do it.
No.
He kept on trying to play out at the time. I was like, what are you doing?
But even the top players in the Premier League, Fernandes, your Casados, they give it away sometimes when they're giving it in certain areas. And you're getting the keeper to give it to these Southampton players. But the manager's orders are, no matter what, give it him.
It's bad, isn't it?
You got someone like Casado pressing you, and you haven't got the IQ level.
Nightmare.
And then lose the ball, goal, and it looks so bad when you used to watch.
And they keep on doing it, and he's drilling them to keep on doing it.
And the fans are probably screaming, "Get rid of the ball!"
Imagine them doing it at Ibrox.
All the best.
Yeah, 60-odd thousand.
Good luck.
Do that there and see what they say to you.
Especially someone's on stake.
All right, mate. All right, we're going to give you the chance to win 6 tickets, by the way, in a private box for you and your mates, August 22nd, full hospitality. Plus, we're chucking in 10 grand spending money as well, completely tax-free. This is to play and watch a bit of Coldplay as well. Are you a Coldplay fan?
I love Coldplay.
Same.
Love
I do like Coldplay as well.
You say private box?
Private box.
Perfect.
All right, here's how to enter very quickly. UK, 18 plus, UK excluding Northern Ireland for a chance to win. Just text the word WIN to 83338 by 4th of August, 11 p.m. and you're in the draw. Text costs £2 plus one standard network rate message. You must have the bill payer's permission, or you can post your name and number to Coldplay Competition PO Box 3190 Colchester CO2 8GP to arrive by 5 p.m. on the 7th of August. This is the TalkSPORT limited promotion run on TalkSPORT, Talk and Virgin Radio UK stations. Full terms and conditions at talksport.com. All right, very quickly before we hand over to the great man Adrian Durham, score prediction. Lionesses, what are you thinking?
I'm going to go with 3-1.
Ooh.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think subs off the bench as well. Subs off the bench. And I think Russo, she'll score today.
Okay.
Lucky last game.
Yeah, I'm going for England 2-1. Just get through. Just win.
Get through, man.
Just win. I don't care how.
There's no penalties.
Just win.
We can't
no
go through
penalties.
that again.
Yeah,
traumatising.
I can't wait for tomorrow because I've just been told as well we've got a special guest tomorrow, Fabio Wardley.
Oh, lovely.
Fabio Wardley is going to join us. Obviously,
I've got a lot of questions.
Rock 'em, sock 'em with Justice Hooney.
I'm going to ask him straight away.
What?
Did Daniel Dubois swallow it?
Up next is the Lionesses with Adrian Durham.